So, previously on Raiders of Novus,
Nice.
there was a lot of RP that occurred between all of the characters. There was a lot of delving into how each other feels about things, and specifically from Black Star, talking to a lot of the other characters. Garen had a really beautiful monologue with a stone, or dialogue, depending on how you look at it. And that
It was a monologue. Get it twisted. That man's crazy. He talks to rocks.
Says the guy who talks to a sword.
Sword
The
talks
sword
back.
talks back.
Sword
though.
talks back.
We don't know
Sword
that.
talks back.
To Garen, the stones have their own way of communicating, just not with words.
Mhm.
So it's the
I can
same
res-
thing
I
as
can
Black
respect
Star.
Black Star can respect that. Black Star would never make a terrible comment. He's a weird guy.
You then set off from your camp, heading in the only direction you know how to, as far as getting to this second chainless space that you've been preparing for out of the game over 9 months, in the game. It's been only a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's been more than that. It's been, well, I don't know. Since you've arrived in Sayor, it's been at least a couple weeks.
You don't say.
Going out to the
Really?
outpost.
In Sayor?
In Sayor, going out to the outpost, getting your new friends, coming back. You stayed several nights there. It was then a day or two travel to Salagastra, which you stayed at least one night there. You went
I
out to
feel like a week and a
Bereave.
half.
You came back
No.
to Salagastra. You stayed another night there, and then it was at least 3 days travel to where you are right now. So
You know what, though? That does sound about right because I've been keeping track of the days that I have left on that notebook. And
where did you get the notebook?
from the mansion.
Yeah, the book of intellect or whatever.
Yeah, the
That
Book
one.
of Intellect. And it had like 21 days on it, and I've been keeping track, and now I'm at 11, I think.
Cool.
So I think that does track.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't
coming
need-
across a fountain with a statue in the center of Jupiter Keep Down, and just having learned, well, actually, you were looking at these scouting groups that were going through and kind of timing them to see how many of them there are and whether or not they cycle through. And your only point of reference or frame of reference is this fountain, which you've been keeping a close eye on. With Garen's new ability to see a mile away, he was able to inform the group that this keep, or referred to as an area's watch, is actually set on the lake that you're rapidly approaching. But having gone across this intersection where the fountain is, you're now found yourselves on the other side of it, kind of hiding in the bushes as another scouting group is on its way towards this intersection. And having
Garen
just...
can see a mile away? What?
Mhm.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, you did.
Were you
Holy
not?
cow.
Was he not there?
Were you not
yeah,
here
I think
last
he had to-
session?
I think he had to leave.
I did have.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's what, like, is
I had
it
a lot
over
of
9
calls
people?
last session that I was dealing with, and then I had to leave.
Yeah, I can
Right.
see up to a mile away.
as
like-
though he's 100 feet from whatever it is he's looking at.
WTF, mate? What?
Got eagle eyes.
That's insane.
It's a
What is-
barbarian.
He's
Where does that go?
Totem of the Eagle, I think, from Barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea that
I
Garen
got
has no idea why he can see that far, though.
Just flavor it as you seeing through the rocks. I have point of view.
Sure.
So, you find yourselves just having read this plaque that says, "Welcome to an area's watch founded by Jupiter Keep Down." The sound of this scouting group that's moving through the forest it's a ways off. You have quite a bit of time before they actually arrive at this intersection that's behind you, but there's a lot of cover in the underbrush. It's still a jungle scenario that you're in, with lots of ferns and tall grasses and vines hanging from the trees. But you do have a line of sight of this lake that's several hundred feet from you, where you stand right now. So, what are we doing?
Okay.
Wasn't the plan to get closer like this and then keep scouting? Like, be able to
Yeah.
see the building we're going to be able to see if we can see anybody scouting from there and patrolling there?
Yeah,
the big
basically
thing was surveillance right now.
getting a
Yeah.
closer look at the base itself, and
Mhm.
still I would keep an eye on like the fountain, essentially with my ability to see super far for no reason.
Um,
Can anybody remind me if Java died after I summoned him again? I don't think he did, right?
no.
No.
He did.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So then, yeah, I guess I'll keep using Java's hawk eyes to just take it like kind of hover over the lake for a second
Don't
and
get
just kind
too
of get a
close
yeah.
because of the
Well, how far is the building from the lake? Like from where we are at the other end of the lake, how wide is this lake?
The lake is several hundred feet
Yeah.
across.
Yeah,
Um,
I can only see well,
Houses
well
wide.
I can only command
oh, is that what?
yes,
yeah,
that's what Garrett said.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I I can only command up to 100 feet with Java, so I'll just have him go 100 feet.
Okay.
Like and just take
You
a
have
look
him
around.
go up through the tree line and kind of go in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. The tree canopy is pretty thick, so like from an upward perspective, you can see the clearing that is the lake, and that there's an embankment kind of all around it. But unless he's going closer towards, I'd say from the bank of the lake right now, you're maybe 500 or 600 feet, and then from that point, Garen would probably be able to inform you that the start of the keep. Why does Felix keep? This is throwing me off. It changes the all the orientation of the cameras every time that happens, so it's like throwing me off.
I love how he's just posing in each of those frozen images.
Yeah.
It's whenever he's on here for more than 10 minutes,
Dude,
internet
he's
just-
like it's like a picture's getting taken of
Yeah,
him every
he's
time.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, so the beginning of the keep is maybe 700, maybe not that much, 600 feet from the bank, your side of the bank of the lake. That's here. The watchtowers, the wooden watchtowers that have like a wooden bridge, it's kind of hanging, connecting the two together, are maybe 900 to 1,000 feet off to your left if you're looking at the lake.
Okay.
And so you can't really see, you can see that Garen can see that there are two guards that are at the bottom of these watchtowers, and they look like they're just kind of like every few minutes like making a circle around, like maybe out to like 60 or 80 feet, and then kind of coming back and keeping their post at the bottom of what looks like ladders that leads up. You can't tell what's in the watchtowers at this point. And from, again, Java can't really get close enough for you to be able to keep contact with him to get a better visual inspection. You'd have to
Yeah.
get closer to the
That's
edge of the
okay.
lake.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll bring him back. Zap him out of existence. And just relay, like, there's not really much I can discern. But
Right. And you guys had all said collectively that you were willing to stay here for like even an entire day, like 24 hours if necessary, to try to get a good grasp of what's going on here. So we could say that you do that if you want, and maybe you get closer to the edge of the lake so you can get a better perspective, or at least Garen could get a better perspective on the keep itself and try to keep an eye out. Probably ask for some rolls on that. We don't have to RP hour by hour as they go by 24 times in a row, and that's the whole session tonight. But I think it's fair enough to say that you could kind of hunker down, and with some stealth checks and perception checks, you could probably gauge. I could just give you some information about it if you want to go that route.
I think at least for a while we were planning on it, especially for the first little bit while we have Pass Without a Trace on. We could find a spot to be able to hunker down well and see both to the lake and the building, and then keep an eye on where we know the patrols are going. Just to give at least a few hours of seeing who's on, like where people are on watch, what they're watching, and if people are going in and out or anything like that. Just stake out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking at the patrols, and then after like some time, I'm going to pay attention to the base itself and see if I can pick up on guards or anything that would essentially let me know,
Sure.
give it good information about when we actually go there.
Okay. How many hours do we want to devote to this? Because it's, until you feel comfortable, and then
What time is it in game right now?
It's pretty earlier from what I remember.
because you rested.
Well,
and
we
then
spent a while just sitting there and checking out the scouting.
I think it was like 11:30 in the morning.
How far away are the scouting groups from us as they pass by?
Right now, from where you've moved to, I mean, we could say another 200, 250 feet from where you are. So you can see them through the trees if you're paying close enough attention. So to be in a good spot to see both the keep and the scouts, because you're not exactly sure where the scouts are going. All you know is that they've been passing by through this intersection. But I can tell you that you walk a little bit closer to the lake and find a nice spot to hunker down, as we just talked about, where there's like some taller bushes that are in the way that you can kind of hide behind and kind of peek over to look at the keep, and then also behind you. So you keep like maybe about 800 or 900 feet in both directions, which only Garen can really make out details at that distance. Everybody else is kind of, I mean, you like even getting that close to the lake, you can see that there's a keep there, but it's like really far away. It's like a smudge. So, we'll say, I mean, I can move things along if you want. I'm just trying to leave it up to you to tell me.
I would want to stay there until it got like slightly darker. Maybe at least the sun is going down, so I can still see as much of the patrols as possible. And then once it got darker, I would I won't care about the patrols anymore. I just want to check out the base itself. So I wouldn't mind getting closer at that point.
Once it gets a little darker.
Then again, do keep in mind, if it's too dark, you still only have 60 feet of dark vision.
Oh, right. But I'd hope that how does that work if the place I'm looking at is lit?
Then I would tell you could see it. You could see little dots of light.
Okay, then that won't be helpful. Then maybe not until dark.
Well, I think at this point it's probably just helpful.
Where are they coming from?
Where do they go?
Where do they go? Where do they come from?
What's the meaning of life?
Cotton-eyed Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
There it was.
I just there was a man in Town Nora who would ask questions like that. Cotton-eyed Joe. He was very important to town folklore. Very important. Everyone knew Cotton-eyed Joe of Town Nora. Everyone.
Oh, hold on.
Maybe
when we go to Town Nora, I'll introduce all of you to Cotton-eyed Joe. He was amazing.
Cotton-Eye Joe.
I don't know why, but this sparked me wondering where this universe's equivalent of Pitbull would live.
Mm-hmm.
And surely it has to be Talnoro.
All right, so apparently I can you guys see me drawing on this, or you can't see anything on here, can you?
No,
It's pitch black.
Okay.
It's worldwide.
Mr.
I do not own any
Depending on
Taxi.
what Gazriel is like, he might be from there.
Mm-hmm.
Coastal
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that?
So that's
It's a
the
rectangle.
Keep. That's the keep. This is a very crude drawing just to help you to get your bearings. Oh boy, it's not supposed to be a circle. It's supposed to be a square. Okay.
It's a really round square.
I see it. It's a square.
Jay, I see the square. I can.
So the circle at the bottom is like where the fountain is, and obviously this is the lake. It's not exactly oval shaped. It's got more of a kidney bean shape to it.
So this tells me that it's only
no.
like 70 feet.
No. What I will say is that behind the keep, there is like a
You
cliff.
said it was a cliff, right?
Right, which this is really hard to do, but there's a cliff behind it that looks like it's level with the roof of the keep on the back, and there may be some space between the keep and the cliff. You're not sure if it's like directly up against it from this distance. You just can't tell that. You don't have enough spatial vision on that. But you guys are like somewhere like the small circle that I've just drawn.
Uh-huh.
And so you have visual on the watchtowers and the keep, and then the fountain behind you.
What? This one? Or no, this.
No, the
I didn't,
small one.
I didn't see it underneath.
That's all right. I'm gonna change the color of the drawing thing, and I'm gonna. So then the, just from what you've seen, it looks like the watches are going in this kind of direction. That doesn't give you a direction at all. You make an arrow. No, that's not quite an arrow. Okay, well I tried. Anyways,
it's understood.
That's the direction they're going, clockwise around the lake.
No patrols
We've only
ever
ever seen them going in that direction.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking.
Oh, sorry.
What did you just? What was the question, Jay?
Hi, Jay.
No, Alex asked if they were going in one direction. I was going to ask.
We were both asking.
If we ever saw any of them coming back, if they just never came back.
So far, you've not seen them come back. It's only been ones coming from the, which is technically the western side. This map is from a northern perspective, but it's actually the other way around because you're facing south, looking at the keep.
What if you think like they walk their circuit, and then at the end, there's like a meat grinder, and they're just not allowed to come back? Like their service is done.
I'm gonna disregard that.
These are all retirees. This is their final patrol.
I think here's the move. Now that I have a better visual, I think here's the move. We should trail back to the outside here, right?
Where?
And
are you pointing?
Alex. So I think we trail back to the outside here, and then like once one patrol group passes by, we just kind of tail behind them like by 5-10 minutes. That way we know that there's not another one right up our butt, but also like we you notice that little sensor, but we know that the ones in front of us aren't like
we're not on their
gonna
butt.
see us. And then by being on the outside, we dodge the angle here of the watchtower because this group is on the inside, so they're not going to notice. Like they're not going to pay any mind to anything if this scouting group is passing by on the outside.
Well, where
I'll say.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that we don't have information on like their actual, like where they're walking, other than the fountain. So we probably should go back to the fountain, wait for them, and then follow them. Because if we just go,
right? Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're gonna trail behind them as they walk. That way, it's kind of providing like a false sense of security for them because like when we're passing by the watchtower, right? Like the people in the watchtower aren't going to sense anything amiss, right? Like if we're on the inside, it might be a problem, but being on the outside proves less of a problem.
Unless that just gives them a better vantage point on us. You ever seen someone real tall? If you don't want to be seen by them, you get real close to them. They can't look down like that. Like it's very difficult. They gotta look straight down. But if I'm real tall and I'm looking out, I have a better field view.
Which is possible, but the canopy here is pretty thick.
Mm.
And don't change that, Black Star. Don't change the canopy, please.
All I see is gray, honestly. This map of my mind. So.
Whoa! Hold on. Wait. Lighting a fire in the forest might be a game changer, low-key.
Stop. What?
No.
For real? Because I'll do it.
I don't.
hold on.
Is this Xander saying this?
No, this is
Okay.
this is Jason. This is Jason.
The
I'm
Black
like-
Star appreciates it, and he's listening.
Black Star is listening to Jason right now.
Yeah, yeah. The voice,
So
the voice
hard.
in his head. The voice in his head. He's little did we know he has a second patron. Ah.
I like the idea of tailing one of them. I just don't know what we do. It
Well,
seems still like more of a scouting thing. and that-
it kind of is,
which is
but
fine.
like it's getting us closer, right? Which is the ultimate objective, right? We need to get inside.
Right. And
So-
speaking strictly heist thought, you don't know what happens when they pass the towers. There could be a signal that's transferred. There could be anything that happens. So we don't want to miss anything like that. We want to get as many details as we can. I love
Yeah.
the trail.
I think that's the move. The only addition
It's set
Would-
something on.
would be to start a fire somewhere here-ish to potentially stop another scouting group coming through or draw attention away.
Solo mission?
The only thing to consider with that is if there is a big thing like that, that might put them on alert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
no,
like, there's
it,
something going on, so
and it
everybody-
could, and it could. So,
So we
Or
also
like-
do. have
Like started
the
like
option
whatever.
of just walking in through the lake and getting to the building.
that's
By the
right. I
lake.
forgot that was an option
yeah,
too.
Forgot about
We
that.
could just walk
Got
through
that.
the lake.
But that would be when we're engaging, right? Not that's after the scouting.
Yeah, but we don't even know if we walk through the lake. We don't even know if there's a way to get in from the lake.
Right. That would require a bit more scouting, getting
Yeah.
closer to get some eyes on the
Yeah.
building.
You gotta walk all the way across the lake to climb up what? Who knows how deep the lake is? 100 feet to get to the bottom of the keep.
Right. So it's that, or we go around and try and follow the scouting parties, or we go all the way around and try and come up on the cliff top and.
I kind of like
jump
the
to
idea of going up the cliff, coming down.
Yeah. Side note, this is totally off topic. Can you roll out the hole on water? Is it like parting the Red Sea?
It has to be on a flat surface.
It has to be on a flat surface. Okay.
In the bottom of the ocean.
So if we froze the lake, yeah, but if we open it at the bottom, it's just gonna fill with water.
Good point.
Then all your items just come.
Then our
Yeah.
bearskin rugs are waterlogged and they'll get moldy and we can't use them.
We can't have that. We
No,
need
no.
to save them for when we get our own keep.
100%.
Hey, Shaker was there when we found the first bear rug. Remember?
It's true.
Yeah.
Or bearskin rugs.
All right. So then we want to just trail for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with that plan. Going back to the fountain, waiting for the first scouting group, and then following
and
them.
then trail.
Now,
How
now
it-
that we've got a little bit of eyes on the keep and seeing that there's some people and
Right.
the watchtower thing is going on, we got a bit of an idea of what we're looking at.
So I will say that because you said you wanted to wait a little bit longer, Garen had said he wanted to wait a little bit longer to watch things. So obviously we didn't skip ahead 8 hours or anything, but probably at least another hour, if not 2, just to kind of look and have this conversation and try and formulate a plan. So we'll say it's like 1:30 in the afternoon now.
And during that time, could we short rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Do
Yeah,
anything for me.
I'd use my harness divine power to restore my spell slot.
Didn't you just come off of a long rest?
Yeah, I mean, we did
We
long
traveled
rest and then-
afterwards.
Well, it wasn't that far, though, from the long rest.
Yeah,
where
we traveled a few hours. Since I spent a second level spell slot for Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't short
Yeah.
rest, honestly.
Sounds good. What I was just going to briefly point out, which you've already touched on, is that you don't know exactly the route the guards are taking. So that's part of why you're going to be following them, is to kind of see what happens with that and where they're going. How close is Sheku to be being ready to play the game?
Just
Looking,
spawn him
looking
in.
pretty good. We've got I'm almost there. Maybe a few more minutes.
Okay. I mean, you could RP Sheku, no problem. It's just a matter of
We have combat.
functionally playing him
That's-
if he comes to combat. That's the main question.
Well, and knowing the spells, man. I got 14 spells now. That's
Uh-huh.
a lot.
That's a
Mhm.
lot
I
of
used
nuts.
I used to play like strictly barbarian, and that was so much easier. Get mad at smash things.
Mhm.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, Garen's awesome. Okay, so you backtrack a little bit past the fountain. You wait for the next scouting group to come by. You count to 5 minutes approximately, maybe a little bit, just so that you can. So Garen can still see them. 5 minutes
Yeah.
ahead is they're probably out of view for everybody else.
Yeah.
So I would like Garen to make a perception check as you begin to follow them. We're going to kind of carry this through to see how well you're able to, whether or not you lose them in the struggle.
As he's
of this.
looking, I'm gonna Blackstar sidles up to him and just, ooh, child, keep your eyes on that patrol. Just real quiet to him and give him bardic inspiration.
Nice. Which you can add to that roll. Which
What is it?
He's
The
6
D6.
now, right? Yeah.
D6.
D8 once I level up again. Level 10 is
Plus,
my
you're
first.
gonna get your inspiration back on short rest after that.
And short rest inspirations. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
18.
Nice. 18 is better than 13. That's
Yes.
for sure.
Oh, that.
You could have been guidance too, but
Could have been guidance. Yeah.
could have been.
Anyways, so I would also like everyone to make a group stealth check.
I'm gonna pass without a trace again.
Okay.
So
Guys,
plus
if we
10.
get into combat before a long rest, we're cooked.
Oh,
I got a natural 20.
I also got a nat 20.
Nice.
Jeez.
I got a 2.
I got an 11.
One of the
I'm gonna
nine.
use my inspiration for this.
All right, yeah. Final.
There, he's like,
There it is, 19.
Let's get them ready, baby.
I mean, you would have still had a 20 with that.
Yeah, so we're looking at a 37,
Here's a
a
pass.
31, a
Let
22.
me.
Oh,
let
I
me roll
forgot
for
about pass
B2.
notification. All right,
30.
I'll stick with my 37. I'm good with that.
B2 stealth.
34 from Azir, a 31 from Garen. What was Sheiku's total on the nat 20?
Nat 20.
yeah, what was
Which
Yeah,
should be
a
at
total.
least
Oh, sorry.
30.
Wow. He has a plus 0, so it's a 20.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
30.
30.
So well, actually, I don't know. Wait a second. Sheik,
I was
he's rolling. I just realized
He's rolling it
why
all.
he's rolling, and I asked for it. Actually, you'll see.
That'll be useful later.
That's why I was
This will be useful.
asking him. All right, so B2 got a 26. So that's really good overall. So you guys continue on your way. There's not really. You're able to see a better view of the keep as you follow them. They actually meander closer to the lake's edge. I don't know how close you follow in that direction, but you can see it a bit better. I had mentioned last session that there's a drawbridge on the front of the keep that's down like on the water's edge, and it looks like now that you can see it better. There are a bunch of logs and boards and like rope that are all attached to the end of it, creating this makeshift dock that sticks out of the front of the keep that's kind of like floating precariously on the water, which does mean and look as though the front of the keep is just open, like that drawbridge would be the door mechanism. Essentially, it's just open. With Garen's vision and from this range, all you can really make out from this distance is that there's some kind of courtyard and some other interior building, like maybe that's the keep itself that's on the inside of these walls that wrap around the outside perimeter of this. But there is like a green coloration to the ground, so you can assume it's grass, but that's what you get looking through this door from your mile-long vision. As you follow them a bit closer, or I should say, as you follow them, they get a bit closer to these watchtowers, and now everybody gets a chance to see them from like through the foliage that's here. You can just kind of just pick them out against the trees and the landscape of the jungle that's here. How close they do look like they're traveling directly towards the watchtowers.
Okay.
And Garen would relay that information to the party. So
We weren't directly following the scouting groups. We were paralleling them from farther out. So it wasn't a.
Oh.
It wasn't a.
Oh, so like
falling
not
thing
like this, but like this.
over
Yeah.
here kind
Yeah,
of
like
Okay.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
to
aware
the
of
back
that.
and to the side.
I wasn't aware either.
Okay. I thought you
But
were
that makes more
just
sense.
straight up following them, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's
farther,
just
farther out of the patrol route and almost keep the patrol between us and the towers, essentially, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Would we still be able to see the towers as well, or would that change?
you could.
I know I
you-
could for them for the friends.
Yeah.
The fans.
So they start to slow down a bit, and I would say that everybody can kind of just barely see that they're there. Garen, you'd be able to provide additional details, but it's like looking through the trees, you see like one leg of one of the towers that looks like it's this big from that far away. If you're 5 minutes away from them walking in the forest, that's a pretty
Yeah.
good distance away. So anyways, yeah, it looks like they've stopped off at the watchtowers, and Garen keeping an eye through the foliage. Maybe you
What
kind
are
of
they doing there? Are they like taking everything off, getting comfortable, kind of giving it to another patrol?
make another perception check.
Sure. Also, can I see any conversations? There's no way I would hear it, but I don't know if I can read it. I don't know if Garen is capable of doing such a feat. Oops.
Does Garen have the ability to read lips?
No. It would just be looking at people and guessing. Back. Roll. I hope it doesn't roll like 4 dice. Okay, there we go. I had a good perception check.
Okay. It looks like they've stopped at the towers. They're taking a break. There may be some conversation that's going on, but again, even from 100 feet away, which you can see a mile, the fact of the matter is there's so much foliage that's grown up in between these trees that's fairly high. Like even if you were to like climb a tree like 10 or 20 feet and kind of looked that way, you still can only see bits and pieces of the watchtower. Just because you can see a mile away doesn't mean you can see through solid objects, right?
Yeah.
So
That's for zero.
Yeah, that's my trick.
So yeah, it's tough to tell more than that. You can't tell whether or not one of them's put the pack down. In fact, at this point, you can't even see one of the one that has the pack on.
The pack. It looks like they stopped, and does it look like what they did at the fountain, or like what some patrols did at the fountain? That they're just
Everybody stops to take a break, and
Yeah.
like a few of them like sat down. Yeah, it looks like they're stopping here just for a few minutes for a breather.
this is another checkpoint, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. That's all I can see though.
Yeah, I mean, we still have no idea what they're actually doing when they sit down and do that thing.
Can't you send your bird fox thing at this point? Like,
Well, I mean, I can. It's possible that he gets shot out of the sky or something, and we alert them.
what? Because why would they kill a random hawk? He looks like a regular hawk.
It will. Not here. But also like
I mean, not here.
Yeah, he's a
What if you
like
perch-
all white.
it's
What
a
if you
little,
perch up on a tree? Would they
What?
suspect you then?
I don't know.
You made him look like a snow hawk.
Snow owl, I think.
It's a gerfalcon. Yeah, it's
Native to this part of the area. It makes perfect sense. I love that you've done this. Such flavor. It's very important in heists. Anyway, all right. So no creatures. Let's.
I mean, if we do find like a squirrel or something like that, I could maybe try and talk to it.
Ooh, I actually really like that idea. Where are the
I also
squirrels?
love that idea.
And the trees usually. Could I do an animal handling check to try and find like a squirrel or a bird, like an animal?
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind that since the very beginning of the campaign that I've said that the woodland creatures have made themselves very scarce and hard to locate and don't make any noise because they don't want to be found, they don't want to be eaten. Except for the one time where a bunch of woodland creatures ran up to you, but that was after your meeting with JJ.
That and the crows.
and the crows. But
And
so
the crows
And I
weren't so-
attracted some also.
you
But I
Yes.
Oh, when you
Did-
did the trap, you made that trap.
So
no.
except for all these times when it happened, it doesn't happen.
Not
I've
common.
made it a point to put it into the script description that there's no sounds of woodland creatures in the forest. So, okay, well, 25. Now,
Just because they don't make sounds doesn't mean they're not there. Quiet.
Could I help with like perception if that would help? Since I already been looking
I
so
mean,
much.
animal handling is the check you would make to deal with the animals.
That-
I think
if you want, I
survival-
could do perception as well.
I think survival is probably more.
Survival, alright. Well, I mean, it's still a +9, so do you want me to
Oh,
re-roll?
okay, well
Choose
then,
that?
then that'll be a survival check. Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
So it takes, even with a 25, it takes like 15 or 20 minutes to find even one woodland creature, because they really have adapted to that point. But there is a small chipmunk that was caught unaware in a jungle. Not sure why there's a chipmunk in a jungle. You know what? It's not a chipmunk. It's a snake.
The jungle chipmunk.
It's
It's a flying squirrel!
a chipmunk snake now. It's a snake.
I
So
like
snake,
the visual.
The snake is slithering through the undergrowth that's here, and doesn't seem to notice your approach.
Does it have two scroll front teeth?
But
And things that extend also.
The fey creature right there.
Maiden Viper.
Alright.
but yeah, it seems startled, like as though it's about to run away. Because we counted this as your survival check, so now I'll ask for an animal handling check. What do you do to try to get it to not slither away from you?
I'll use speak with animals first, so I can
Okay.
actually talk to it.
Okay.
And I take out a few berries and be like, hey, buddy, look, I've got some food for you.
Alex in the background. It's amazing.
Like a creep. Hey, buddy, are you on some berries?
Want to come in the back of my
Okay.
van?
Wow.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
man.
Yep. So if you want to make an actual animal handling check at this
Yeah.
point, I'll give you advantage.
All right. The
Even though
berries
you're-
give
even
me
though you're
advantage.
creepy. Sure. Okay.
So 24.
So the snake kind of begins to slither away, and then very slowly, like for a minute, you think it disappears and it's just gone. Like one of the leaves is just kind of waving for a second, and then goes still. But then from around the side of one of the trees, like maybe about 5 feet up, you see it kind of slithering around the side, and its tongue kind of sticks out a bit in your direction, but doesn't say anything. Like it's expectantly waiting. It's like twice the size of a garden snake. I don't know what they have in Canada, so if it's all the same snakes we have here.
Of course. Let me just check. Because I'm pretty sure we have a few snakes in Canada. But hey, do you know that big like stone like structure over there, that big tower?
Yes.
So, you know, like,
Now it really sounds weird.
do you know what the people do over there?
Kind of walk around a little bit.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Do
Are
they
you
have?
gonna give me a berry?
Oh yeah, of course. Here, I give him like 3 berries.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Food
He
motivated.
takes them from you. Okay.
37. And do they like do any like weird like signs or anything like that, or it's just like they walk around and they don't do anything else?
Thines?
Oh yeah.
What are thines?
You know those like meaty bits they have like on the side of their body that yeah, do they like move those around?
Well, yeah, they've got the ones that they use to kind of move on the ground, and then there's the ones they use to carry things. They kind of move around a little bit.
And I'm guessing you don't. If they talk, you don't know what they say since right now I'm using magic so you can understand me, right?
I don't know what magic is, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have any more berries?
Yeah, I do. Want more?
He's frozen.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll give him 2 more berries.
Okay. I I
uh,
I saw them one time, uh, like bringing big things through the jungle, and they kind of brought them around the back.
like
That's
what kind of big thing? Like a big rock, a big like
it
bow?
had like big round things on it, and it kind of rolled through the jungle, and then kind of like had some like big other things on it, and then
Was it like shaped like this, and it was like there was space in it to put stuff?
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
and
Part
then
of
it
it.
kind of rolled around the back,
Yeah.
and then it didn't come back out. And then every once in a while, there's these like big things that kind of come out of the top of it and just kind of fly off into the jungle.
Right.
Kind of like the birds, but they're bigger and they're like more boxy.
Hey, guys, what did we want to ask this? I'm kind of going in circles here.
He's
I
giving
thought
you
we
as
were
much
gonna.
information as a snake
Yeah,
is
I
going to
know.
give you. So
I don't know what to ask him.
Uh,
8 charisma, baby. I have it in real life as well.
I thought we were gonna get him to scout ahead for us or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, right. Hey, could you like, if could you go closer to the tower and see what they're doing right now?
it'll take me a little while to get over there.
Wow.
He's a
Yeah, but
snake.
yeah, I can if you want to sit here and wait for a while.
Yeah, we'll wait for you. Here you go. Some berries for the road.
I can
I'll give him
toss
some
him,
more
get him
berries.
there like immediately.
How many?
Toss him.
Just eat the snake through the jungle.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it softly.
Gentle toss.
Snake grappling hook.
If your big friend like pretending to be a snake, but with his meaty bits.
I don't know. Maybe.
What is he saying?
Are you saying you look very muscular and you wish you had arms like yours?
How many
I too would
berries?
want arms like mine if I had no arms.
How many berries can I have when I get back?
When you get back, I'll give you. How many do you want?
As many as you have.
Uh,
It's
how
a
about?
long way.
Yeah. So do you want? Wait, do you want some for the road as well, or do you want all of them like when you get back?
For the road?
Yeah.
If I eat all of them, then I won't be able to make it all the way there. So I'm probably just gonna just take them when I get back.
All right. I'll give you, let's say, 15 when you get back. Is that good?
Yeah,
All right.
and then the snake comes down off the
Yeah.
tree and
And
starts.
Wait,
Wait, hold on.
uh, do you guys want to keep the pass without a trace, or should I do beast sense to look through the snake's eyes?
Pass only lasts what?
An hour.
An hour.
How long has it been?
I must be close to the end, right? If it's not already ended.
Yeah.
We started it
Yeah,
when we were following.
Because you were
them.
following there. So I forgot to mention this, but even from the last session, I had mentioned that the scouting groups move incredibly slow. And the one thing that you did notice is that it's the scouting group's captains with the guys with the backpacks and all that. They're the ones that are moving super slow. Looks like maybe the packs are like incredibly heavy, or they're having to be extra careful for whatever reason. But the other guys are just kind of keeping pace with the front guy. So yeah, it's definitely at least an hour that you've walked over to this point where you're within vision of the towers. Probably wouldn't have taken you that long to get here normally.
Right. So then I'd use beast sense to look through the snake's eyes. So it's just like when Xander looks through Java's eyes, basically.
What happens if two people do that on the
They
same
both
animal?
see the same thing, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna also do beast sense,
Let's go!
but I don't think my eyesight transfers through it, obviously. But that would have
These
been
are
cool.
using spell slots to do this.
It's not a spell slot,
It's not a
so I
spell
can
slot.
use it.
Oh, you both
just-
have the ability to just.
Garen,
Yeah.
Garen would take 10 minutes to cast it because he has to do it as a ritual.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Okay, well, regardless,
Oh, I see.
about
yeah.
about 20 or so minutes goes by. You're looking through the eyes. It takes an action to look through its eyes and hear what it's hearing as well, right?
you can use your action to see through. Yeah, so basically, I want to look through his eyes, and I'm guessing it's not like I have to do it again every 6 seconds.
No, I think it's more of a light switch, turn it on, turn it
Yeah.
off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
Or up to an hour. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, up to an hour.
So about 20 or 30 minutes or so, and you're checking regularly with the snake, and it's like meandering through the jungle, and it is heading in the direction of the lake. Not in the direction of the watchtowers. So it eventually gets down to the water's edge, and it's just kind of like looking around, and it sees like a frog perched off to the side on a small rock, and goes over and eats it, and takes a good like minute or so
Just
to
snake
kind of
thing.
like put that down, at least a minute. It then slowly, over like bumpy rocks in the terrain, makes its way over to the watchtower, and as it arrives at the watchtower, you know that you have, I mean, this is like a whole hour is going by now at this point. To the point where you're right at the end of this. Because snakes do not have a high intelligence, and I rolled to see if it completely understood what you wanted it to do. And it did not roll very well. And so this is what's happening. And so you get about maybe 60 seconds of where it's over at the watchtower. So it kind of slithers up, and it looks around, and kind of, it doesn't go right up. No, I think it probably could, or would, without the, you know what, I'm gonna roll. Okay, it slithers up around one of the legs or the posts. Man, I'm having a hard time with words tonight. It's not gonna be a good night for descriptions. Gets around up to the top of one of these watchtowers, kind of on the outside, pokes its head up over the top of what would be like these half walls that are made of wood and thatch. Kind of sees that there are two individuals that are perched at the top, and there are two in the other watchtower as well. The two that are in each of these watchtowers are the ones that have backpacks on. So there are a total of 4 that are at the top of these. And then there's also the 2 individuals that are at the bottom of the ladders that are kind of keeping watch there. The one thing that you didn't see, and that Garen couldn't see because it was kind of lower than where the watchtowers were, so his vision was obscured by the trees and everything, is that there's a river that comes out of the lake and goes in between the watchtowers and winds off further out into the jungle, like in the direction of the ocean. The snake does notice that, actually, by the time it got over there, it wouldn't have noticed, but did Garen not do the ritual cast
No.
for this?
He was ready.
So you were just
He's
keeping
ready.
an eye out. Okay.
Yeah.
So even with your 11 perception check from earlier, you noticed that the scouting group had it was only there for maybe a few minutes. And the time you were talking to the snake, you turned around, and then the group is making their way off. So in that hour period of time that the snake was going, another scouting group is behind them now at this point, coming up and approaching the watchtower. But you've gotten your visual of the guards that are here. It wasn't super useful information, but it was enough to tell you kind of what's there. There's a bit of a clearing at the base of where the watchtowers are, where they have like a small camp set up, like a fire and some stuff. but there isn't any like living arrangements here, so it's not like these guards are staying here. So at some point they're being cycled out. Could be when the scouts come through. The snake didn't make it there in time to see what happens when the scouts get there.
Did Luis mention the whole back area that they bring stuff in to the base? I don't know if he ever got.
I would tell you guys, just like when Xander's looking through Java, I can self-talk. I just can't see or hear what's happening around me. So yes, I assumed I'd be explaining what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
At this point, Sheku, you are in the forest, this jungle. I mean, you've heard my descriptions thus far of kind of where they're at, essentially, with this lake scenario. You and I didn't have a chance to talk about why you're here, but you're here, and so what I will say is, based on that stealth check that you made, you do see one of these scouting groups, members of the Chainless, one kind of more robust individual that has this futuristic-looking backpack on with like basically a rifle. It looks like an arcane magic-powered rifle, as well as like an electric sword. Not a lightsaber. It's not like that, but it's like an electric sword off to the side. They're both wired to this backpack, as well as a bunch of other things they have on them. But there's 4 other individuals that look like just regular guards that are kind of walking with this one individual, and they're making their rounds around the lake. They're one of these groups is passing directly right by you, and you have make a perception check for me, Sheku.
All right. So I could also be invisible, can't I?
For how long?
If it's the no, is it like for like 6 seconds? Firbolt's invisibility.
Yeah, sort of like a round or something like that.
Speaking of 6, that's what I rolled. What kind of check was that again?
Perception. That's all I really needed to know. I don't think it really matters what your modifier is.
Perfect.
It's not going to be high enough in this instance for what I'm asking for. Yeah, so the guards are passing you by. What do you do as they're passing you by? They don't seem to see you.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let them pass by. There's 5 of them and 1 of me.
Okay.
So, can I get a good look at that backpack? Because I don't know what's powering that, right? I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know that Sheku knows in general, but the description of it is that there are 2 large cylindrical canisters that are kind of set into this backpack, and there's some kind of blue material or liquid or some kind of arcane energy that's in this backpack that seems to be powering the whole thing. It's like a mobile power source of magical energy.
Wow.
Louise, you look off in the forest in the direction of the scouting group as you guys are watching them walk by in the direction of the watchtower, and you see a single tendril of smoke drifting out from behind one of the trees, maybe about 100 feet from where you're standing. Not
Black
related
Star,
to the
did you
guards.
start a fire?
I didn't do that, I swear. But if there is a fire, where is it? Is that really like?
Could it be? Could it be? The outcasts, the people we've been waiting for.
Oh, the dwarf with the pipe. That's so funny.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah. So, Sheku, you hear a bit of sound from behind you, and an exclamation of potential happiness coming from about 100 feet behind you. You turn around the side of the tree to kind of get a better look while also trying to stay hidden. Louise is the only one who sees you, but you do recognize Louise.
I want to smile and hey.
Wait, is that you, Sheku?
Yeah, it is, man. What brings you? I'm gonna walk over.
Yeah.
And be somewhat quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, man. What brings you to my home?
We're here to wreck a chainless base, that one just over there.
Oh no way, man! Really?
Yeah.
You I mean,
Who is this?
I was
Why
helping
do
the farm. But I guess I could help.
I mean,
I'm
if
just
you're
gonna
up for it, we wouldn't say no to some more help.
did we
Uh,
just did you literally just start talking to a random stranger in the jungle
Black
and you
Star, B2,
Yeah.
Garen.
Kind
This is Sheku.
Hey,
gonna look around. Oh hey guys, how's it going?
Can you give a brief description
And
of
I'm just
Shaku?
gonna Sheku is, as I recall, a 6 foot, 200 pound furbolg. He has dark skin and very like kind and empty eyes. He's just like the softest dude you see him. His shoulders are down, and he's just absolutely relaxed, not a care in the world. You'll also notice that he has like a I believe it's a jacket, but with his belongings, he has the jacket, and he just kind of opens it, and you just notice these like glass cylinders kind of lining on the inside of it, very like ornate. And he'll be holding a glass pipe as well, smoking some type of green herb out of it. And he's he has dreads. That was the other thing. He has dreads. So picture if you've seen the new awful Velma TV show on HBO, it was a horrible, horrible, horrible thing that they did. But he looks like that version of Shaggy with dreadlocks, and he is way cooler than him.
Gotcha. Can't believe they got a season 2.
Yep.
Wait,
of,
did
so you know how a couple. He just kind of. Never mind. That's way too complicated. He just kind of does this. He pops up out of nowhere and.
I swear to God, like he was not here. Or like
You don't
this is
think you don't think that's kind of convenient for him to pop up exactly when we're at a chainless base?
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, man, I'm always somewhere.
I love him.
I don't have a response to that. That was good.
You are always somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's a little I don't know, but like he's helped us before, and it's kind of just apparently what he does. Just pops up and here.
I mean, if you know him and you trust him, you say he's helped, then I believe you. Like I've got.
Yeah.
Well, the first time we met, I was on my own adventure. Kind of wanted to see some things, learn some things. I was gonna open up my jacket and pull out just a glass pipe. So I'm actually a farmer around these parts. I'm just gonna hand it to you. See if you want to smoke a pipe.
To Black Star.
Oh, absolutely. And Blackstar, I would love to. This is amazing. You're my favorite woodland person I've ever met. Like I've never met someone randomly in the jungle that I like more than you.
Oh, thank you very much, man. And as I
The
hand
Black
to him, I'm gonna
Star
light it.
produces flame himself off his finger. Just
Oh, I have my druid craft. I was gonna light it as I gave it.
you
to
can do it too.
Yeah.
Sheku, you really are my favorite. Right now. And I'll just lean in for him to light it.
Mm.
I'm gonna light it. So just be careful, man, because it is strong.
Good to know. I won't do too much then, and I just take the longest, hardest pull, and then
Oh my god.
Make a
And I hand
constitution
it
saving
back.
throw.
oh yeah, okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna when he takes that pull, I'm gonna kind of grab it out of his hand. So he still took the pull, but I just took it out of his hand afterwards.
18.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're you're doing good.
Black Star's like fire hair kind of gets like a little green tint on the bottom of it. Still kind of reddish towards the top, but it's just greenish on the bottom. And like, oh, I just let it out. My kind of some smoke comes out of my ear too. Oh, okay.
That's awesome, man.
That is awesome. We should hang out more. I like you. You're great.
Black
This is my kind of party.
Oh.
Black
Is anybody else-
Star.
I poof the sword in the primordial Greekneck.
There's no response.
And the sword goes away.
I'm gonna hand Sheikhu the glass thing back. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, I don't think
thank you very much.
this is the right thing for us, any of us, to be consuming right now, especially Black Star.
I mean, for a proper heist, you've got to expand your mind.
That heist?
Well,
He
it's not
always
a
calls it a
someone-
heist.
Did someone say heist?
Heist?
Hi,
I
Son 3.
heard wrecking what's the big score?
It's, I mean,
Godstone.
it's to get rid of the base. We're trying to get rid of the
Oh,
Oh,
stables here.
I was gonna say baby unicorn, but yeah.
That's right, the baby unicorn.
It's
as well.
also a bit.
But
of
we're
a
also
recipe.
just getting rid of the base altogether.
Yeah.
And we're stealing.
You're always stealing.
Correct. But that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with you around, it's always implied that there's something being stolen.
That's
Well, if we're doing a little bit of stealing, I might have a small confession to make. You guys see those guards walking around with that little backpack?
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to
Yeah.
see if I can charge some of these with my glass pipes with one of those. I'll help, but maybe you can help me score one of those backpacks.
Did someone say heist?
We might be able to get one of them, but they're most likely ways for them to communicate with each other. So we're trying to avoid the scouting parties because we don't want to alert
But
everyone.
I was
then
thinking we
again,
could find
they most likely
that-
have those in the base.
Yeah.
It'd be more of a while we're in there kind of thing.
I wouldn't mind poking around a little bit. Things have changed since we last met.
Yeah, for us too. As you see, we got a couple new folk, lost a couple of the old folk. Right. Well, if you're going to be joining us, that's more hands on deck.
And pause.
Right. Now, do we want to try and look for this back location that Lou's snake friend mentioned, or do we want to try and still make our way up on top of the cliff?
I thought that'd be one and the same. That they'd be in the same direction.
To a
I
point.
don't know. We don't know what's happening in the tower. It could be anything. It could potentially set them off.
The tower is also another thing that we may have to deal with before, or maybe not. Maybe as long as we're not detected, it may not be an issue. But it would be an issue for our tree friend.
Well, he's already not.
You left him behind.
Yeah,
we left
he's already not coming really. We
Towards the end of
Wait.
last session, Xander went back and had a conversation with the Gnosis
Yeah.
and said it was basically there wasn't going to be a good way for him to get inside, and it's basically a place made for humanoids anyway. So how's a big tree going to fit in through the doors? So it's better better for you to stay on the outskirts so you don't get killed. And Gnosis basically was just like, good luck, and then
Yeah.
take care of my betrothed, and he was gonna try to keep a wary eye out as well, and keep an eye on the patrols and stay close, but not too close. So that is what happened with Gnosis.
Bless you.
thank
Didn't
you.
put that in my recap. Sorry.
Okay. Then yeah, let's figure out, since we're still scouting this back entrance, or where they're bringing. Based on Louise's description, does that sound like what I experienced in the desert with the round thing, or you were talking about the carriage in general having something round and they wheeled? Okay, got it.
It was a snake's description of a cart carrying things, and
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, then yeah. Let's figure out where this back entrance is and see if it is in any way useful to us.
Okay. To get any more details on what the scouting groups are doing when they stop off at these checkpoints, or to get a better visual on anything, you really have to get a lot closer to be able to see. Maybe Garen would contest that point, but if nothing else, you'd have to get a better vantage point. If you're going to be far away, you've got to be able to have a direct line of sight. If you were like on the lake, this is just hypothetical. If you were on the lake's edge and you were at the top of one of the trees, being able to see like into the keep, then you'd be able to have a better visual, or at least Garen would, of what's going on there. But because of the trees go right up to the edge of the lake, it's hard to make out anything. So yeah, I mean, what you just said as far as continuing on your way, skirting the watchtowers and getting around to the back of the keep, you're still not going to have much information until you get back there. So unless you want to change what you're doing and try to hang out around the watchtowers and wait for one more scouting group to come through, which, by the way, now it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun hasn't begun to go down yet, but just want a point of order on the time.
Just so we all. I don't think we should do like attack at night because we have B2 that can't see in the dark. And can you, Shaku?
Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
Wait for the next patrol and then continue following them past the watchtowers, kind of thing, and then get a bit closer, see if we could see. Because there's a certain point where we would have to break off from following them. If we're not,
Yeah, we need
so
to.
we either follow them to the back entrance and try and see what's going on, or we split off from them and try and make our way up the cliff.
We need to complete the loop and see what's what before we.
So you can follow this current scouting group, because the thing with Shaku, this has been like less than 5 minutes that this has happened, and they just walked past him, and so they're just now arriving at the watchtowers. So do you want to get a little bit closer to observe what they're doing right now, or do you still want to wait and then follow them wherever they're going?
Follow them.
Okay.
Have Java take a quick close look.
Yeah, I could do that.
Stay in the
Okay.
trees.
All right.
Anyone but Garen should get closer.
What is 5 minutes of travel in difficult terrain is like, we're gonna just call it
30 bytes, so it's 6. Would be.
I'm used to calculating
12.
miles per day and not 5 minutes. You move 300
So
feet a minute when you're at full speed, so
Yeah.
150
So one
per minute, so times 5 is
1,200, right?
So you're like 750 feet away. Yeah, so I was pretty gosh darn right on with my guess. I didn't actually say it out loud, but in my head I was like 800 feet. But anyways, so you wait for them to do their thing, and you send out Java in his bird form over to the watchtowers, goes up and perches on a branch, looks down, and you're looking. So you can only see through his eyes when you're within 100 feet, or is it, did we say?
No, it's the command. So I can't give a command outside of 100 feet.
You can see up to 500.
I could still see, yeah, up to 500.
So you guys all move 250 feet closer to the watchtowers so that you can keep contact with the bird. Okay?
Sure.
I'm just trying to...
Yeah.
It might not matter at all, but I like to keep things how they're, so we're on the same page.
That's perfectly fine.
So he looks down, and the one with the backpack does put it down, takes another swig from the canteen that he has, and the individuals that are at the bottom of the ladders kind of converse with the 4 scouts, and they talk to each other for a little bit. And the 2 who were originally at the bottom of the ladders, who looked like regular guards as well, they kind of like split off or group up rather. And then one of these backpack guards, well, I don't know what to call them, comes down the ladder.
Backpack guards is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
backpack guards. And then so 2 of the original scouting group, the 2 that were at the bottom of the ladder, and 1 of the ones that was on the watchtower comes down, forms their own group, and they head off into the jungle. The one who was walking along, the backpack guard, goes up the same ladder that one came down from, and then takes his post at the top. And 2 of the scouting group then take their positions. So I don't know why I gave that whole description. It's the changing of the guard. I don't know why I had to go into that.
There's nothing wrong with you going into that, Tim. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Don't second guess yourself. You're natural.
They do put down like a small like walking plank to be able to cross over this river, which is probably only about maybe 20 feet across. That travels in between the 2 watchtowers, so that they can go over it, because it does wind out in a way, but it is it impedes the progress to continue to get to where the cliff is, which is where you're heading, or to follow them. So not only is the watchtower in your way, but you've got a 20-foot river that's moving pretty quickly as the water is exiting the lake. I don't need to give any more description. I'm just going to keep... I could just sit here and talk for hours, honestly.
Okay. Nothing wrong with it.
No, it's fine.
Fast moving lake. But we got to get over some stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
so
I'll relay that.
Sees. Yeah.
I'll relay that.
You don't notice. Make one more perception. Did he already make one earlier? No, he didn't.
No.
Go ahead and make a perception check for Java for me. For one more important detail that he may or may not see.
That would have been hilarious. Like, you don't notice something though.
Yeah, you don't notice this. This is a +4. This roll. So 17 total.
17. Okay. So the guard who one of the guards does look like he pulls up his sending stone that's attached to a cable that attaches to the backpack and speaks into it, and then puts it away.
That's the radio guy.
Yeah, but we didn't know what they were speaking into. We know now that it's not exactly a sending stone. Like, there's a cable connected to this.
To the backpack.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it's just a lanyard to keep it attached to the backpack.
Maybe.
So,
or it's powered by it.
But cable, it could like amplify the range. I don't know. No, that's not how sending stones work.
We also know that they now check in with each other potentially.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I'll relay that as well. And then I'll snap Java back so we still have him in case we need to do any other scouting. But
after that party, then.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good party.
Okay. So. Yep. So you continue moving on through the jungle. The watchtowers pass you by, or you pass the watchtowers by on your right, and eventually you get to a point where you're still 500, 600, 700 feet away from the watchtowers, but you do arrive at a river that is about 20 feet across, and the water. You're at a point where there's like a small waterfall, where the water kind of cascades downwards, and actually at this point you can probably. Garen for sure can like look off through the trees and see another break in the trees. It's probably about a mile away. It looks like maybe there's a sheer cliff that just drops off, because you're pretty close to the ocean where you're at right now. So this river, tiny little waterfall, river continues on and then eventually falls off a cliff as a giant waterfall into the ocean. Yeah. You're in the jungle and you're at a river. The river does make a good amount of noise because of it's a river.
Yeah.
So you feel confident that you could probably carry on a full-on conversation without anybody potentially hearing you at this point without having to whisper, which is nice. But the water's moving quickly. You can't exactly tell how deep it is, but it is a pretty big lake feeding into this one river. So.
You said the river was 20 feet?
20 feet wide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Are we crossing this?
pull out a couple ropes. I got an idea. So I'll collect
I'll pull out
like 3-4 ropes. And
mine.
get one end of them, kind of tied to myself.
No way.
And then I'm gonna pull out my rope with my grappling hook. I'm gonna give it a good toss and catch something on the other side of the river.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start floating, and I'm gonna just pull myself across the river,
Okay.
just floating above it
Nice.
with these.
Oh, because of your levitation.
Yeah.
Levitate.
It's like floating.
I was like floating. I'm like, the river
Just
starts to carry you down the river. You're like, no, I'm floating above it. Okay. You pull
Gotta get
yourself
over there.
across. Yeah. No problem.
Collect my stuff, and then find a tree or a couple trees nearby that I can tie these 4 ropes to make a makeshift like 2 ropes, like thing some people can like walk
Yeah,
their way
like
across, tight
like a
on one
T-bridge
end, they
type
can
of
tie-
thing. Yeah.
They can tie
Okay.
it tight on the other end, and people can just cross.
Okay. You guys are all level 9. You don't have a better way of getting across this 20-foot
Or,
wide river.
or he could have done that,
Gotta be quiet, no? Is that
and
why
all
we're
of
doing
us could have gone into the hole and just
Yeah.
kept the hole with him and crossed.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, let's
do
do
that real
that.
quick instead.
Yeah, let's do that.
I like
Put the
I
whole
like
down.
the way he did it.
Everybody
It's
gets
like
it.
you're never
I could
too
probably
high a
just
level
do
to
that for
be
myself.
prudent. You're never too high a level to save things. Okay, we don't have to be flashy just because we can.
Black Star doesn't have to be flashy.
Yeah, okay.
No, Black Star's in heist mode. All right, you don't flash and heist. You stealth and
You
heist.
don't flash.
Flash and face.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Right, good to know Black Star doesn't flash people,
So
but only when he does heists.
Horrible hole bit.
Sheku doesn't remember the hole because Sheku was not here.
He was.
I was. And
You
I still
still
remember
got
that.
It was in the Requiem we found the hole.
No, I know it was, but I mean, okay, so maybe he was there for that particular session then.
Are you referencing the bad time with the hole?
No.
I ain't never had no bad time
Oh,
with no
no.
hole, dog.
Oh, God.
No, just and it's fine. Yeah. So Sheku, whether you remember or not, there's a large piece of black cloth that's laid on the ground, and like it just forms this cavernous 10-foot wide hole, essentially, or 6-foot wide hole.
You're sure this is a good
It's
idea?
10 feet high, 6 feet wide. I don't remember.
Garen, nothing's a good idea until it's over, and then you can look back and say that was a good.
No. There's plenty of good ideas. Like working out every morning. That's a pretty great idea. Eating like way too much food every night. Also a great idea.
Eating too much is a great idea.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
Alright, y'all just come on. Let's not lose sight of the in
Right.
the hole. Come on.
Okay.
Someone say
Get in the
heist.
hole. So everybody is getting into this hole. The hole has enough air in it once closed up for 10 minutes for one person, and there are 6 people that are getting inside of it. So you have like
Who doesn't breathe? So 5.
who doesn't breathe?
2 people don't
You.
breathe.
B2. Okay, so 5. All right. So yeah, it's 2 minutes is more than enough time to like grappling hook. You probably already have that in place. You're like, all right, everybody's in there, and you do one swift like cowboy move with the whoosh, like this, and it all folds up. We both had the same idea, and whoosh, and then you kind of grab it, put it in your pocket, and just cross, get to the other side, unfurl it, help everybody get back out, and you're on the other side, and we've now crossed the 20-foot river, which is great, awesome. All right, so
I hated that.
hey, it's fun. It's fun to RP these little things.
I don't know why we didn't just.
No,
do
I'm
a
saying
rope break.
Garrett said he hated being in there. That was an uncomfortable experience for him.
Oh, don't worry, it gets much worse. Usually
I
it goes
agree.
much worse when we go in the hole.
What? This is
The-
the first time I've been in the hole like that.
Yeah.
No, because I'm pretty sure we dragged your buddy into the hole after he died.
Yeah, you were in the hole, you just weren't alive.
Uh-huh.
then I don't remember that.
Just get good.
Get good. Wow. Oh man.
The weeds.
I envision like everybody hopping inside because it's kind of a cramped space, kind of for 5 people or just kind of close quarters. But the thing I imagine is that at a certain point the sky just disappears above, and all the sound of the river flowing by and all other sound just goes away. It's dead silent. Just cuts out, and everybody just sits inside of the portable hole for all of 90 seconds, not even, before coming out to the other side. But that's just kind of a cool visual in my mind. So, continuing to follow the chainless scouting group after you've all come out of the portable hole, they start heading in a curving direction back towards the keep. There is a point in the topography where there's a flat section that continues, like as though there's like an embankment at the bottom of the cliff that wraps around underneath it to get to the behind of the keep. And then the cliff at this point kind of angles upwards, so you start climbing up. So you have a choice of following them. They're taking the lower route to kind of hook around behind the keep. So from this perspective, Garen would be able to tell that there is a gap behind the keep. So, and where this change in topography happens, there are no longer trees along this lower section. There's like little bits of grass and a couple of boulders and whatnot, not enough to like completely hide behind for the whole party as you're following them along. In the water, you can see that there are a lot of like cattails and reeds and things that are sticking up. They're not very tall. They stick up above the water, maybe between 1 and 3 feet. But there's a lot of it, just like this very swampy atmosphere to it. But the width from the water to the cliff edge on this lower section is it ranges from 15 to 25 feet at any particular point as it's going behind. So you have the option of continuing up and going on the cliff, hopping around, or following.
Are there windows on the backside of this keep?
There are, from what you can see from your perspective, and even from Garen's perspective, there is about a 40-foot tall wall that is all the way around this, what I'm calling Anaria's Watch. You can see the 3rd floor.
How tall did you say?
The walls are 40 feet tall.
Okay.
So you
When
can't
you cut
see.
out a second, I thought you said 4 feet, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they have 4 feet walls around?
40-foot walls, so you can't see the majority of the keep, but what you can see is the 3rd floor, or the roof, essentially. There's a couple of curved sections and a flat section on top of it with little cylindrical like rooms that are almost like jutting out of the top of this. There's 4 of them out of the top of the roof that's there. There are a couple of individuals that are up there. By the time you follow the guards this far, it's now about, with the rope at the river, probably about 4:30, 4:45. So the sun has begun to set at this point, and it's not like super dark, but there are guards that are on the walls that are kind of making their rounds around it as well. This is the first time that you've made out that much detail. I'd like Razir to make an insight check. I know it's a really strange request, but
Terrible. That's a 9.
okay. Cool. So you have the decision of going up the cliff or staying on the lower area here. There are trees that continue on the upper cliff top.
Seems like if we still want to stay in cover, the cliff is the choice to be made.
From the top of the wall, can I tell about how much distance between the wall and the keep? Like, is it a sizable distance, or is it like tight?
Would you be able to gauge that distance? Make a perception check. See if you can tell.
Probably not. That was trash. No.
just no.
It's a 7. Did it not show up? Oh, because my Foundry's being weird. It's not actually working for me.
Yeah, we saw your roll on D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay. one other detail is that there are 2 other domed roofs that are on this side of the keep that are separate from the main roof of the main keep building, meaning there's 2 towers that are inside of the walls, and they're the roofs of which are just barely poking above the 40-foot tall walls. They look like they're separate buildings entirely that are on the inside of it. This whole complex is like 500 or 600 feet wide, maybe 3 to 4, almost 500 feet in depth, and these buildings are on the inside of these walls. I'll stop talking now.
This is our decision. I think if we keep following them, try and get to the backside of this building, there's no cover. This is us going in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we go up the cliff and
So,
keep an eye out for guards up there too.
how often is it between patrols? Like, would we have time? This is a 40-foot wall, and this cliff is like how many feet?
The cliff at its height is about 70 feet high on the back,
Okay.
which is about the height of the floor of the
And-
roof.
How steep is the cliff? Is it like
It's
straight?
it's like a sheer cliff, yeah.
Sure. Then we could do the same thing with the river. All going, the whole reserve flows up.
Or we just go back and walk up the
We can just
cliff
walk.
Jump off.
and then just get
But
from
that's
the
not as funny.
cliff.
You can see from this distance that there is at least 1 guard or person on the roof. You can't. I mean, Garen would be able to see that they look like they have armaments, like maybe a rifle on 1 or 2 of the people that are on the wall. But yeah, I wasn't sure where you were talking about going, but you definitely can see that there's somebody on the roof.
And then you said it's like 20 to 30 feet from the top of the cliff to the top of the keep.
Hard to tell from this distance. You still have quite a ways to go to get to where you'd have to like gauge it by being on the cliff and looking at the roof, which if you were on the cliff, you'd be able to see like all pretty much into the inside the walls to some extent.
Right.
Does it look like we can make the jump from the cliff
No.
inside the city? Okay.
Well,
That'd be one crazy jump.
we can totally make it with the ability.
Hey, Xander,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like,
can you send your
if you can jump? Sorry.
Can you send your bird up to the top and see if there's anything up there waiting for us on the cliff side? Who knows if they've set up a little encampment to watch things? I don't know.
Sure.
Really smart when we're heisting.
I'll send
I love
So
how
far,
I'll send Java like towards the outskirt of this cliff, but like still going like over it,
okay.
just to kind of catch a vibe, see if there's
Catch a
anything on the
vibe.
other side. But yeah.
Catch you.
Did I not come through? Catch a ride. Okay.
Yeah, I was going
All
along
right,
with
so
this.
go ahead and
just if you could don't mind asking that bird too. I know it might be a little crazy, man, but I was thinking that maybe we could find a spot to jump off that cliff and feather fall inside, nice and slow. Maybe get into a window.
Ooh,
I don't know
yeah,
if you can look for that.
through the walls, in a window,
Dripping down my
through the
walls up
walls,
there.
rest. While
Uh,
slow falling.
If I get a chance, I'll look into it.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
So, what am I rolling? Perception?
yes, please. As Java goes to make his way up to the cliff.
A very
Getting a look up
naughty 20.
A naughty 20, not a dirty 20. Okay.
It's a
Um,
very bad 20.
What? I don't get it. Anyways, Yeah, dirty. Okay, so as Java goes up there, Java feels pretty confident. After Java comes back, it probably takes him maybe 10 minutes or so to just kind of fly up and do a thorough investigation of the area. Like, he even flies into the tree line through the forest, and it does not seem as though there's no like tracks or signs of any camps or anything up there. They are not guarding or watching that cliffside on the back that you can see.
And is it like crazy steep? Like, if we were to actually end up there, how steep is it on the other side?
Like going toward the base.
Didn't
So,
I already
like-
answer this question? So the cliff it's a sheer 90-degree. I mean, there's a couple of jagged parts to it, but it's pretty much a 90-degree.
No,
down to the-
I mean on the other side of it. Like
It's
it's
a-
a 90.
This
it's
is
90
Minecraft
degree-
stone walls.
It's 90 degree on the side of the base. On the other side of the base, is it a slope? Is it another complete fall off?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like graded land that kind of slowly dips downwards over the course
Okay.
of a very long distance until it actually
Okay.
gets to the ocean.
The ocean. Okay. And then I guess from looking around, is there any viable location to like try feather falling?
Probably not feather falling, but what I will say with a dirty 20 that Java rolled, that the distance between the cliff and the edge of the roof of the keep that's on the inside of the wall, because the walls are actually a little bit lower than the keep itself, right? It's about 70 feet approximately.
Okay.
So if only you had something that could stay stationary for a period of time that stretched out.
We have the carpet.
Don't worry, it's on our minds. We haven't
Is it?
forgotten about it.
Okay.
I kind of forgot. Yeah, yeah. When you mentioned
Yeah.
it, and it was like, yeah, the carpet.
All right. Yeah, I'll relay that information.
I'm not gonna waste that on a 20-foot river when we have a potential cliff to roof situation coming up.
hmm
I mean, does the carpet?
I didn't
use-
design it that way at all, on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't think you did. Why would
It's
you?
not like you design everything in this world or anything. You know.
All right, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
There's
it
no
does.
outbound guards, and I think that's our route. going
Yeah,
up on
looks
that
safe
cliff.
enough.
If nothing else, we can sit up there for a while and scout and keep an eye on things.
Then again, the snake did say that they sometimes send out like giant flying boxes, so maybe they can
Yeah,
scout with
Stay-
those.
stay in the tree line.
Yeah.
Stay hidden, but
We can also look inside.
yeah, better vantage point up there. I say we go up top.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm assuming you're staying far enough into the tree line where you feel very, very comfortable with the people on the tower who are occasionally like scanning out into the forest would not see you. You're like well
We should
into the
just go
forest,
murder the people in the
arcing
tower.
way out and around. It's not like you're right on the cliff edge as you're traveling. So I would like everybody to roll one more stealth check as you making your way up to the top of this cliff on the back of the keep. I will give everybody advantage because of how far away you are, because the people that would be trying to sense you are on the wall.
Jeez. Okay, I'm taking that 21.
There's no pass without a trace on this.
No,
I just gave you advantage though, don't forget.
Oh, that's
do have
right. Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, yeah.
and don't worry, I know you give us advantage. Just my armor gives me disadvantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I rolled 10.
Oh, Jesus.
15.
Does Garen also have disadvantage by
No.
default?
No.
No, he rolled a 21.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
I'm just a clumsy guy.
The silly
Okay.
little guy.
And I'm also assuming this is just a piece of information before anything potentially happens. You're keeping an eye on the guards that are on the wall as you're walking this way, and there is actually a change. Does he have disadvantage by default?
No, he rolled a 21. I rolled
Oh, I'm
advantage.
just blind. having a hard time tonight. I don't know what's happening.
I just can't use D&D Beyond on a sheet that's not mine, so I couldn't set it to roll.
You can
advantage.
still do the rolls.
Gotcha.
Well, I just did the rolls, but I couldn't
Couldn't-
set it to do advantage.
Advantage.
Sure,
Okay,
you
21.
could.
The changing of the guards does happen on the top of the walls. You can see that there are a total of 12 guards. They're traveling in pairs. There's 6 pairs of 2, and they're kind of moving along. And there must be some stairs on the interior because you see them just disappear and seemingly float downwards. And then a couple others come up and take their position. And there's at least one of them has some kind of rifle on them.
I
Can't
didn't
make
even
out
press
too
anything.
many
See,
more.
you can roll with advantage on someone else's character sheet.
Oh my god. Dude,
I was like, what's happening? He's hurting himself.
how?
When you like click on the skill, there's like beyond 20 on the top right,
Oh.
and then you shift or
Yeah, I
your
wasn't
your
doing that.
hotkey.
Oh well.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, Tim.
Max
That's
roll piercing damage. Nice.
There's a point, Xander, when a group of tiny little gnats comes flying by, and you've dealt with bugs in the jungle thus far, but like you're in the middle of like breathing a little bit heavy because today has been tough because it's not just like traveling through rough terrain, but you're like sweating because it's like super humid and it's warm, and like your foot gets caught on something and you like catch yourself against the side of a tree, which is fine. You don't make any noise, but you're breathing heavily and the bugs, you literally breathe in
No
little-
way am
little
I gonna
bugs.
sneeze right now. There's no way. Every single time we do this, Tim, I sneeze.
No, you're
You got
coughing.
you got a weak
Oh.
lizard's constitution, and you're very allergic to
You
things.
breathe in these bugs, and it doesn't hurt or anything, but you can't help but cough
Oh, no.
out loud. Immediately, the guards who are keeping an eye out on the forest line, even though you're super far away,
How good is their hearing?
Real.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, how far away
all right,
are we?
all right. Give me a different flavor for the reason why they noticed you in the forest.
They don't. That's the thing.
Birds.
I can't. I'm just.
Microphones in the
Like
forest.
birds flew away.
So the guards that are on this side of the wall, they don't like turn and like make eye contact with you from over 1,000 feet away. They turn and like look towards the forest, and one of them like brings the rifle up and kind of like points it out into the tree line, and you don't hear anything because they're not. You can't hear what they're saying if they're talking to each other. They kinda,
We don't even
point
know that he
out
sees
into
us.
the forest. Actually, you're right.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
know that
you
they're
guys are
looking.
keeping an eye on the walls. You guys are keeping an eye on the walls. You
I
wouldn't
mean,
just be
Garen
not looking
is.
at the
He's
walls.
the only one who's able to see
Oh yeah,
that far.
Garen. You see this happening. And then a moment passes, and their heads look like they're still turned in the direction of the forest, but they continue walking. Doesn't seem as though they've seen you, but they heard Xander's cough. Maybe it was a bird, or
And the acoustics in this area are really good. so
maybe
it's
it was a Komodo dragon. Listen, Alex,
What?
I
I'm
could
just
have
saying.
come up with a different answer. Xander knocked down a whole tree, okay? He tripped and fell and knocked a whole
Yeah.
tree down.
Accidentally fireballed the tree.
Yeah.
He sneezed
It was-
and
it was-
fireballed the tree.
It was one of the tree people, and I bump into them. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
They fall off the cliff. They're the bridge between the cliff and the yeah. Oh my goodness.
You don't even need the carpet anymore.
You eventually make your way to the very top. You now have you would have to approach the edge of the cliff, which would put you in eyesight of the walls, if you wish to. Although you were higher than the walls, but
Yeah, I
you're
was gonna say, I'm like 30 feet up.
you're about 25. Yeah, you're about 25 to 30 feet up. Yep. Yeah, because I said 70 feet, but you are on par or on level with the roof, which there's at least one guard there.
What can Garen see?
Oh, yeah, what can Garen see? Garen looks out, and you see these oval-shaped rooms. There's like two walls that are kind of like this, that are on either side of each other, with an opening, and it looks like there's some furniture on the inside. There's 4 of these on this rectangular shaped flat portion of the roof, which past that does taper off downwards on either side, to the left and right of this keep. It looks like there's at least, I don't know if you stay here for another hour, it's starting to get dark outside by the time you get to the top of the cliff. A couple of lanterns are lit, and it looks like one of the backpack guards is on top of here, as well as 2 other, we'll call them regular guards,
Nice.
are up here. They look like,
Revolutionizing.
from what you can see, looks like they have revolvers at their side, some kind of sword. They also have a bow. I'm not sure why they would have a bow and a revolver, but maybe for
You don't want to be
distance.
loud.
They didn't have enough for that guy.
They have a revolver. They don't have bullets.
The curved wall sections where they are, you're not looking at them from the open portion, you're looking at them from the closed portion. So you, like, on an angle, you can kind of see into these rooms. You know what? I'm just going to bring you to the map.
Yeah.
The map.
Guys,
Because my description skills tonight are,
We
oh
made
my
it.
goodness, are so bad.
we're here.
It's the map.
Let's change the music.
It's the map.
It's been
Jay,
so long.
Jay, next time we level up, you need to get skill expert to get expertise in perception and make them cry.
I don't think Garrett wants to be the scout. So
Yeah, like get the observant feat so you can
Yeah.
read lips from a mile away.
Oh god, that's so bad.
that might be fun.
Okay. So, a couple different things. I think I have global illumination turned on this map. Let me just double check. I do not. But if I don't turn on global illumination, then you won't be able to see any of it. But if I turn it on, you'll be able to see everything.
All
So I'm going to turn it on, and the game is paused. And so even though you'll be able to see everything, you can't see everything. So
you can't real quick make like a fake wall around a certain
All
part of
the
it.
doors. You find all the doors.
I would have to put your token, because it's actually, what if I give, actually I don't think Garen's token has vision of let me do that actually. Let me give Garen's token a mile distance of vision. Let me go in and
Jeez.
figure this.
But remember, you only have 60 feet of dark vision, so is that gonna mess that up?
Yep.
Right.
I don't know how lit that courtyard is or whatever that area
I mean,
is.
they're getting down, dude. It's super lit. It is super lit in this
Lit
courtyard.
right now. Boy, howdy. It's Friday night somewhere.
Yeah. Do you think they have karaoke in the band?
I wish they did.
That's all the
I mean,
what this
Alex would be there.
Sounds like, yeah.
If they had
He's like, I
karaoke,
call
Alex
next, I
would be
call
there.
next.
I'm saying I'm out there. I'm going to karaoke tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Of course. I did karaoke last Saturday.
Nice.
That was so many of my friends were super drunk. And one friend who's never drank, and he finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna drink now, even though I've made a choice in my life that defined me for many years. I was very disappointed and proud at the same time.
How many feet in a mile?
5,000.
How many cheeseburgers in a football field?
5,200.
I'm gonna give
5,000.
you I'm gonna give you 1,000 feet of vision.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, with 1,000 feet,
I'm not gonna look past
Feet
the.
in a mile is 5,280. So do with
Yep.
that what you will.
God, Imperial
Yeah,
system
1,000
is
is
so
fine.
weird.
5,280.
So specific.
Do you know how many meters are in a kilometer?
No.
Enough.
1,000. It's always around.
Enough.
All right, I'm gonna bring you to the map.
The map. Welcome to the map.
The map, I'm the map.
Oh, Jesus.
Oops.
All right, let's.
What this is?
As soon as we deselect our token, we just see everything.
The music is
I mean,
not
I'm-
playing for some reason.
What am I
I'm pretty
seeing?
sure the dark vision works because right now it's all grayed out.
I have it set to
Does-
dark vision because the sun is going down and they've started
Yeah.
to pull out their lanterns, so you're not getting a complete, full, perfect version of what Garen is seeing. What he would be able to see if
Can
it
you
was light
make
out.
my dark vision red?
I mean,
Wow.
that's in the
I com-
old Fire Genasi
No, it's in
stat
the book
blocks.
now,
Now
too.
it's just normal dark vision.
I completely misunderstood the whole cliff thing.
It still says shades of red for me
It
in
still
the
says.
5e book.
I
in
thought they
the-
changed that with the new printing and the Monsters
better
of the
not.
Multiverse.
Cool.
Not that
This is cool.
believe it.
I'm excited. To what time is it?
Only Shades of Grey. They changed that because they don't like
Alright.
fun anymore.
Alex, click,
Nice.
click on your token. Alex.
I love it. I love it. This is great. Keep it just like that. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
really cool looking.
That is really cool. Like a vampire game.
All right. So what you
Blood
see
moon.
with your vision, Garen, on this roof surface. Let me click on your token and see what it's telling me you can actually see. There are besides the guards that are here, and there is
This
one.
is confusing. I can only for some reason when I click on my token, only see like a little circle around the Vizier. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way for me, unless I'm
Yeah,
not clicking.
For
on
some
it
reason, there is like a light source around Rizier, yes.
Where's your- where's
Does he have a
yours?
torch from like the last fight or
No,
something?
that's the torch. I just turned it on and back off again. If you click off of your token, you can see it. When I have to click on your token so I can see what you
What
can
we
actually
see,
see.
yeah. But if
Now it's gone.
There we go. Yeah, there it
Enough.
is.
I had a 15-foot dim light coming from me for some reason.
I was hasted. Okay.
so that's why the guards found this.
So there are 4 cylindrical rooms that are on top of this flat roof. Actually, I'm sorry. There's a 5th central one that you can see directly right into. There are a bunch of these arcane canisters that are set up on top that look like they have solium inside of them, only because I'm giving a description because you've seen them before, and you're giving off a small blue glow to them. The other thing, besides the fact that some random like white coat clad scientist looking person goes walking between them from one to the other carrying some kind of book and flipping through pages, the thing that catches your attention as odd amongst all of this is that there are about 6 giant spiders that are on top of the roof, and they don't look like they're patrolling. They don't look like they're sentient in any way. In fact, did Xander ever tell the group about his dream?
I meant to do that, but
I don't think
he didn't.
I don't think
He
Xander ever
didn't-
told the group about
He
the dream.
didn't, and he didn't. So he didn't. I meant to do it, and I never did it. And
I feel like he
that's on me.
definitely would have talked to somebody about it, but anyways,
That's I mean that's
here-
on me.
here we are. So the thing that you see is on top of these spiders' heads there's some kind of device. In this distance, you can't quite make out exactly what it is, but it almost looks like a helmet or a crown or something with some kind of like rod sticking out of the top, and there's these little like light blue electrical connections or like flares of some kind that are happening on top, and the spiders look like they are making silk or making spider webs that are coming out of them, and they are doing something with them. They're building something, and from this distance, that's about as much detail as you can get, besides the fact that there are like these webs that are kind of up and partially covering these canisters that are near the walls of the central room. The guards are kind of walking along and looking down over the side, looking off into the forest. From their visual perspective, they can see over the walls, but like the forest at the edge of the lake is like super far for them. So the closest forest is the one that you're approaching from. And to be able to see actually over the walls and down into the courtyard, you would have to get like pretty much up to the edge of the cliff, if within 10, 15 feet, to be able to actually see down and in.
I would say actually, because I can't go invisible. I would like to do that and just walk to the edge of the cliff to see if I can peek down real quick, and just
Okay.
I basically want to see the quick head count for guards.
Just remember, your invisibility only lasts for 6 seconds.
Hey man, I'm gonna try something real quick. I'll be back. So I'm gonna start running, and when I get to the eyesight, I'm gonna go invisible, peek over, and dip back. You know what I mean? It's a quick peek.
I do know what you
three
mean.
second-
Get some
3-second peek, and then
you said I start
back.
running, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna get some momentum, and then just topple over the top of the cliff. And
I'll just run, and then dip back.
all right, so I'm gonna ask for 2 checks. The first is a stealth check.
If you're invisible, you have advantage.
I mean, if he's running,
Does it cancel out
going
the advantage?
invisible, and then running back after the invisibility goes away, because he's only got 6 seconds
Yeah, all right.
of invisibility. And he's going to try and count how many guards there are in 6 seconds while he's invisible.
I'm pretty sure
Maybe not
What
like
is the
going
first
full, maybe not going full sprint, but doing a quick
What?
peek. I got 13 on my stealth roll.
13 on
Again.
stealth?
Yeah.
he could just before he goes back to not being invisible, go invisible again, because you can do that 4 times a day.
Oh. So I can just do 12 seconds of invisibility?
No, it's 24,
Right, but
because you have a proficiency of 4.
Yeah, but if
No,
it's
no,
fully known for a ball,
yeah, I think if I use 12 right now, I'm pretty sure that's enough time to.
Right.
I was really confused for a second, because I have Garen's token selected, and I'm rolling dice, and it's saying that I'm rolling as Garen, but it's only because I have his token selected, and I'm like, what's
okay.
happening? Okay. So you run over there. You go invisible. Make your perception check. See what you can see.
See what you
16. Should probably double check that +5 on perception.
you just plus 5.
Sweet. 16.
16 total. Okay.
Yep.
You go invisible. You're like, get there. You're like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then your invisibility goes away. Are you're going to use it again? Because you have these.
Yeah.
You're gonna use it again?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then, in your immediate visual range over the course of 12 seconds, you are able to count 18 guards. There are 12 that are on the walls, and you see 6 through windows in the keep. As you look down, you can see the courtyard. There are two towers. From now this perspective, they're on the right-hand side. From the second floor of the keep, there are stone walkways with like little half walls that lead to the second floor of the towers that are inside. At the as you're counting the guards, you do see what looks to be a treant on the inside of the walls in the courtyard between the 2 towers that looks like it is roped and staked to the ground inside the walls. There definitely are windows on the second floor, but not on the first floor of the keep.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna relay that information.
As you turn around, and you're counting the guards that are on the roof as well. You just kind of look over at them like, okay, those are guards. And then as your second invisibility goes away, you kind of like duck behind a tree and then start making your way back towards the group. You hear a. I can't make the sound that I'm trying to make. That was pretty terrible.
It's like a little cat.
It sounds like an electronic something charging, is what it sounds like. There's no voices or anything, and you kind of like glance backwards over your shoulder, and one of the guards, the one with one of those backpacks, has like walked to the edge of the roof and is kind of like looking out into the forest, kind of like puts his hand up and like pulls the rifle up, and something ping, pops up the top of it. It's kind of like looking out into the forest. Okay.
Duck down.
You duck down?
Just hide to my party.
I mean,
Okay. We've been hiding.
been hiding.
It's just
So you just like dive.
yeah.
Okay. So
Garen,
Garen, who can see the guard at this point, kind of watches as he kind of looks out, looks through the weapon, and then stops and turns around and walks back.
So do I know? I know the coast is clear, or do I not? Because of
I'm not gonna scream or anything. Okay, how far is he? Is he like? Without projecting my voice, could I tell?
How far as Sheiku's made it like almost back to the group.
Oh, okay.
So he's not too far.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's like the coast is clear.
I'm gonna scurry on back to the crew. Let them know that I counted the 18 guards in various locations and the monster is all chained up to the center.
That's not a monster.
That's birch true.
Like a founder. Yeah.
Okay, so we know where one of the two captives that we're here for are at.
Yeah. Oh, right. You weren't here for it, Shaku. So we met that creature you saw. We met their, turns out they're betrothed. They're from a whole other plane of existence. It's a whole thing, but that's on the list of things to do while we're here is a rescue mission.
All right. How do you propose we do that?
Well,
Knowing that there's 18 guards.
yeah. I think we're going to be ended up clearing this place out. It's just a matter of when we want to deal with all these fellas. How we want to take them on.
A lot of them have capabilities of. Wait, would Garrett know what those rifles do? Because otherwise, then what I'm about to say makes no sense.
Probably not.
Then okay. Then.
But we do know what guns are. Just,
You know what
we don't
guns
know what-
are.
Yeah, we
Do I
just
know-
don't
They
know
I-
what.
look like magic guns.
Okay, then I know at least that it has ranged, whatever that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah, they have means to hit us from. At any point that we're at, and if we don't get rid of those guys, then we're just like easy targets while we take out foot soldiers.
Yeah, I think getting you and B2 at least, probably the whole group stick together, get us into closer range. Probably a better idea.
Yeah.
Should we try to stay sneaky or maybe cause a diversion?
I think it depends on when we want to go in.
Should we watch for a while and see what sort of transitions happen up here?
Yeah, and although it would give us some cover, going in at night might be rough.
Yeah.
Early
Well-
morning.
At least for some of us.
So lately, I mean, I don't know. I just feel different since the other day. Right? We've been traveling a while. Grignac showed me something in my dreams. There's something I can do now, like a large. I can make smaller pictures, and I do like minor illusion in my hand, and it's a bird. Well, this sucks. I clap it. It disappears. I can make a big one now. I've got it. I can see it in my mind. Just a giant one, and I can make it walk and talk, and it can be hot and cold, and it can make noise. Be fantastic. And I know dramatics aren't that important, but what if I just make it look like the cliffside as we, traverse whatever method, just give us like a cup.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, I got some tricks too. I can make myself a little army. Have 8 little 8-legged freaks running around, and then have this giant one in the sky on the other side of the wall, and we come jumping in on this side. How's that sound?
See, I mean, That does sound
Conversion.
nice.
Dude.
The idea of an army sounds very, very promising.
Oh man.
It wouldn't be not going to do any real harm, but it would be enough just to get some of those guards to a different location just to deal with the harassment. And the downside is that if they are smart at all, they're going to know we were behind it. I don't think they're going to fall for a full invasion, but it would distract some of them so we can thin the herd and, a couple of them.
If we work top down, it's less likely we'll be spotted from, up high at least. So what? It's a few guards on the top, and then subdue them, hide them in a corner, or like a dumpster or a locker, maybe a pile of hay we can dump their bodies in somewhere discreet, you know.
Yeah.
The noise,
I
too,
think
for the fight.
I think the noise is going to happen either way.
Yeah.
But I think Black Star's right with working top down. The higher we are, the less people can shoot
People we
at
have to
us
deal
for
with.
high points.
Exactly. Exactly.
I wish we had an actual number of how many guards are on the walls.
Well, if we take one of them from the top, you know what we do? We go to the top, bar whatever doors, and make it our sanctuary at the top. And then we can interrogate one of them. And then when they try to climb the walls to get us, we can drop their bodies over the sides of the walls to take out their friends.
How?
Yeah, or we just go inside and have closer, limited orders to fight directions they have to fight from. Either way, I think taking the roof is going to be our if we're going to start going in and taking them out without trying to get inside first, then
Top down.
roof top
Yeah.
down. Yeah, because unless I'm missing something, I don't know if we got any other way of getting inside because can't quite see the back entrance from up here.
There's also the issue of those spiders I saw on the roof. I don't know if they're gonna be contributing in combat, but they seem like they're being used by the chainless and not just there.
Are they like the spider people of River?
Quick point of order on the back. When Sheku looked down, it wasn't just the courtyard, but that stretch of land that was at the base of the cliff that wrapped around. There is a large oak door that's almost 30 feet tall and probably 20 feet wide, like a double door situation that leads to a pretty large flat section at the bottom of the cliff. That land does not continue past the keep. I think you can see it on the map, right? Maybe?
Yeah, we've got the strip of land that goes over here.
You should be able to see the whole thing. Yep.
Yeah, we do.
So it ends here. And Shiku only rolled a 16 on his perception. Yeah. But there's a door to the walls.
Here.
And you would assume that there's a back door to the keep as well, maybe on the other side of that. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay.
So front entrance, which is open to the lake. Back entrance, which is closed, probably locked somehow. There's a roof. You don't know if you can get in from the roof or not, but there's people get up there. If you waited longer, maybe you could see how they get up there. But you've seen the guards on the walls change at least once. So the 12 that are on the wall, there's at least 24 of them inside because they're changing.
Might want to fight right after they change. Or right before. No, not
No,
right
I'd
before,
say
right
no. I'd
Do you
say
actually want to fight 24?
wait longer since they might they'd be closer by if we just wait just before the shift or just after the shift.
Just before the shift, we can risk having to fight. It's 2 shifts.
Same with just after they would just come right back out.
Middle of the, just saying, just give us a little bit of time after they, you know what I'm saying.
There are also some telescope-looking things that are kind of like situated further on the roof. That's not important, really, but aesthetic. Telescopes.
There you go again with your descriptions, Tim.
It's true.
It seems like it seems like to me that we either go in from the lower section and work our way up, which was not recommended or suggested, or find a way to get to the top and work our way down. But how do we get to the top from here, where we are currently?
I mean, I
Sounds about
personally
it.
have an intricate layout of the inside of this keep.
Do you?
No. What? Why? How would I have that? What are you talking
Bro, he had me tripping too, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a heist. We don't have any blueprints, and unless we, had gotten some from somewhere else, which we didn't. Like maybe those guard towers have something about the keep inside. Who knows? But like we're going in blind. This is a dangerous situation, especially in a heist. We're not worried about not being caught. Like in a heist, you don't want to get caught at all. Here, we eliminate a few baddies,
We can go loud.
hide some bodies in haystacks, burn corpses, any various number of things that we might do while here.
Yeah, I knew you loved to do that, but I feel like burning corpses, like with the smoke and the smell, might alert a few people.
That's
I
all
also
right.
Have a,
For distraction.
I have a fog cloud. We can
Ooh.
make an area of dense fog. We can descend during the fog.
That's what I'm
Kind
saying.
of
So
annoying guards I'm seeing are the ones over there on the roof. We keep looking at me.
we take them out. We take a breather, right? I think somehow, unless Xander, can you do silence stuff?
I don't think I have it prepared.
Then again, we could long rest and keep watch over them going tomorrow.
And start super fresh.
What? Yeah.
I mean, it might not be the worst idea. Like
The idea of them being caught off guard while being woken up
Yeah, I actually don't have silence yet.
could also
Okay.
be.
I could prepare it if we take a long rest. It is on the cleric spell list.
So the only thing we could do that, and then we know they're gonna eventually switch out, right? So we'll have a fresh group of people come up at some point. We don't have to rush it. We take the ones out on the top, we eliminate them, we wait for the next ones to come up, and that's how many guards already eliminated that we don't have to worry about. Keep them up there, put them all in a pile, burn their corpses. Someone's gonna be like, "Look at the smoke! Let's go investigate." That's another group of people that we dispatch right then. A funnel of death.
I feel like I'll be with you. I feel like I'll be saying this again. I'm with you until the burning corpses part.
Why is everyone opposed?
A funnel of death, you say? With a wall of force, perhaps?
Wall of
Perfection.
silence, fuck loud. They don't know what's happening.
I'm saying we can be
God.
like I read books about what are they? What are those creatures with the hard shells on their backs? What are they called?
Turtles?
Yeah, like Teenage Mutant Ninja ones.
Did they live in the sewers below?
Correct.
Delnor?
They were trained by a rat and the abilities of a
I
monk.
read this comic. Yeah, I read this comic. I didn't know the issue made it all the way out to Telnora.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of bootlegs. We don't call them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's more like geriatric, disgusting former
Lizard.
people. Yeah, like it's a weird, but
Xander,
but
make
the
an
s-
insight check for me, please.
Sure.
Roll low. Please roll.
Total 12.
that doesn't even beat my bonus.
Okay.
it
wasn't-
because you've got what a plus
It wasn't.
14?
It wasn't against. It wasn't against Boxer.
Okay.
It was for something else.
All right, good.
30.
I'm gonna roll just in case.
Well, now you make a guy
Sure.
want to re-roll.
I mean,
Being a 30.
No, it's not worth. No, it's not to beat him. I don't know what I had to
It wasn't.
beat.
I asked Razir to roll an insight check earlier. I mean, I'll have
Yeah, you did.
Razir roll again now. It's been long enough. And if you guys keep rolling low, then that is what it is.
It is what it is.
17.
That ain't low necessarily.
Silvery barbs!
What was your last roll?
I think you rolled like a 9 before.
Well, we went knowledge from past life too.
You're just adding
Inside,
this.
yeah, he rolled a 9.
He rolled
before.
a 9. Okay.
No, it's a 19.
There's something, like, as you guys are having this conversation and making your plan, something about the air around where you are. There's some, not like you don't sense a presence, but you sense something. And you and Xander at a certain point kind of like make eye contact while everybody's having the conversation, and you both kind of like instinct. I don't know if Razir would or not, but I'm just kind of giving you the scenario. Kind of like have that, like, cock your head to the side, like you're both having the same thought without knowing what you're actually thinking, which is weird. There's something in the air, and it like instinctively makes you want to turn on your magic eyes.
But it for sure is crying on us.
Which is only a 30-foot range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You turn on your magic eyes, and you are accosted by a brilliant, bright blue energy that's just in the air and seems to be originating. You can actually, you've never been able to see more than 30 feet with this ability to be able to pick things out, but like this magic, whatever it is just in the air everywhere, and it looks like there's these tentacles or tendrils that are coming out of the center of the top of the keep and like spiraling outwards like a giant 100-arm octopus that are just kind of like waving in the air, even out to the range that you currently are away from it. Doesn't look like it's hurting anything, although now that you know that it's there, it's a little bit disconcerting because it looks like a creature, kind of just a ball of energy with these weird tendrils and sparkly bits coming off of it. But your friends next to you who are wearing magic items, normally you can see what they're wearing in terms of the magic items that are on them, and you can, as the tendrils kind of pass by them, they obscure your ability to see the magic that's on them, and then they kind of like pass by a little bit, and then you can see them again. So there's these like periods of time where the magic presence of whatever this is so strong that it's completely blocking your view of magic items or magic enchanted things, and it is much more heavily concentrated towards the top of this keep.
They got an anti-magic field.
It's not quite a field.
Not anti-magic either, is it?
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
it's not
anti-magic at all.
anti-magic, but that's
It's
the
it's-
closest thing I can relate
and
it to.
it's not even like, it doesn't look like this was designed to, or that it was designed at all, that it just came to be because of what's happening on the roof of this location. That it's like a side effect and not a weapon or a means of preventing people from being able to see magic. It's just wild, wild and inflatable flailing tube man kind of arms, just kind of all in the air everywhere. And anybody who'd be trying to sense magic items or things or beings or any of that would be scrambled as a weird, unfortunate side effect to what's going on up here.
Play all that.
What are you guys looking at?
Yeah, why are you
I'm not
looking?
I'm not looking at anything.
There's something going on there, and I'll describe what I saw. And it's getting in the way of like other magics, being able to see them at least. The magic, yeah, it's something's going on down there.
Being able to see them, or just getting in the way in general?
It's not a magic.
It is. But it's like pure magic is like going haywire weirdly down there. It's like overloading what's going on.
It probably has
Some-
something to do with
like-
the interplanar.
Oh, the portals.
Yeah,
Could be.
probably has something to do with that.
While you still have your eyes on, there's like amidst all the bright blue to the point where it's almost blinding, there's like a single tendril that turns like a bright yellow, which is very in contrast to the blue that's there, and like travels almost like as though it's going through a spiderweb network of this electric magic energy, and then like disappears inside of the keep.
Mm.
And it came from the direction of the watchtowers.
Tim, really quick, because I was taking notes and then I stopped taking notes because I just got so lost in your words and your lovely description. In the vision that Xander had from last week, when the portal opened, was it a creature that he saw coming out? I'm not remembering clearly.
Multiple creatures.
It was multiple creatures. And from my vision, could I see them like physically? Like, could I see like features, like if they had tentacles or if they were humanoid in nature?
Yeah, my description of them was monsters of nightmarish intent. That was my description of them. But
Yes.
it
Okay.
was, yeah, they looked like physical beings and not ethereal entities.
Right. Noted. Yeah, okay.
I am going to call it there for our break. Not for the night, obviously. And so we'll... That's it. That was the shortest session we've ever had. And
Way to
see
go,
you guys
team.
next week.
We got here. We did it. I'm going to karaoke. I'll see y'all later.
So, as the nighttime has been rapidly approaching, it's probably past, I don't think I said, probably past 5 o'clock at this point, and the sun has definitely begun to dip to the point where a lot of the guards are now using lanterns. A couple of them have torches, and the moon is visible above, even though it's not 100% dark out at this point. You do all see, even because the trees are not quite as thick in this area up on top of the cliff, looking out above the keep, you see some kind of large creature that's flying through the night sky and kind of weaving its way. You can't quite make out what it is, but it's dark. It doesn't quite look like a bird, but it is flying. And it eventually starts to, as you're having this conversation, kind of swoop over and start heading in your direction. Not like as though it's beelining for you because it knows you're there. It just happens to be moving in the direction where you are. As it gets to about above where the keep is, another thing that Razir had seen, one of these like blue flashes of energy goes flying off from the watchtowers in the direction of this creature, and it like doesn't disintegrate entirely, but it just like there's a bunch of dust and like shadowy smoke that comes off of it as it looks like it's rotting mid-air, and then comes to like a dead stop as it plummets down and hits the cliff, like above the cliff, and then kind of like a stone on a pond, like into the tree line a bit, and lands probably about 15-20 feet from where you are right now, whatever it is. It doesn't look like it's like dragon sized. I know you were about to ask how big it was. It's probably about 4 or 5 feet in length, about the size of a small person, but it has had big leathery wings, and it's just smoldering at this point.
I love my immediate idea was like, if it
There-
feels large, just hide inside of it.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't quite that large. And this laser that was shot off into the sky did not make any sound, or at least maybe you're too far away to hear whatever sound was made from the thing that fired it. But you can
Only
only
Razir
assume.
could see it.
No, Razir had seen this. I brought it up. He'd seen it once before. One of the large white, like crane-looking birds earlier had been flying up above the lake and got shot and basically evaporated. But you can only make the assumption that perhaps this is one of those rifle.
But we saw the laser hit
Yes, this time you all did.
from one of the towers.
Do I hear that hum from earlier? That electric hum charge?
No. This is from. It came from like the direction of the watchtowers, which is now like pretty far away from you. So yeah.
Well, that's concerning.
Yeah, that makes the idea of if we even had the means of an aerial approach very not viable.
Garen, how far can you throw rocks?
About as far as I want.
Okay.
As far as I
rock,
can see.
a sizable rock, and just yeet it off in that direction somewhere. Not into the keep, but like, past it somewhere. Just high, arc it up. Throw it way high up in the sky.
Okay. From right here.
I mean, if you want to go over further down, don't throw it into the keep. That's all. I just don't want a rock falling into the keep all of a sudden. That would be concerning.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, move slightly away from these guys. Still staying in cover. Is there a rock around?
Sure. There's plenty of rocks
I have
around.
one.
And
I
I'd
have
say
a rock.
I
Yeah,
mean,
from-
so do I.
guys
We
just
always
have
carry
rocks.
rocks around for snacks.
I think
I'm
Blackstar was
asleep.
referencing something a little bit larger than
Yeah.
Yeah,
like your standard river rock.
and I wanted to potentially throw it toward the back of the base, so it doesn't. It's not going to hit anything.
He's trying to see whether or not they can either see it flying through the air and will shoot at it. Right? Am I wrong
Yeah.
in that assumption?
Yeah,
So,
I just don't know if I can throw it over the entire thing. But I don't know. I have to roll really well, but I wanted to throw it close enough.
Like from here, like an angle.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to throw it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to avoid potentially
I
hitting
forgot we were on
anything,
the map.
but still close
Yeah.
enough that it'd be seen, or if there's like a magical means of seeing it.
Because where's the bird?
Obviously I have you guys on the edge of the cliff, but you're not actually there. But
Right.
where was it when it got shot? It was like directly
Yeah.
above the keep, but it was probably like maybe
Directly
80,
above.
80 to 100 feet above it, and it got shot
Like
out
here?
of the air and then landed. Yeah, approximately.
No, so maybe I do have to
How
throw
far
something.
How far did the laser reach? Like, did it just keep going? Was it just like a?
No, it
One of
hit,
those Gundam lasers where it just fires off into space.
it hit the thing from the watchtowers, so it traveled over 1,000 feet to get to it.
Okay, I'm gonna try throwing the largest reasonable rock that I can throw.
Yeah, like a decent size, not like not gonna be crazy big, but you also got to get it pretty far. So
Toward the back end of let's say like can I ping? Let's say I'm here and I want to throw it toward the base, so it's going diagonally, so I have better chance of completely covering or going over
Sure.
the base. All right, so yeah.
So you go pick up a rock, you move about 60, 70 feet away from the group and huck it. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Does rage make noise? Probably. There's like a really quiet
Screaming
rage.
the whole
Are we
time.
We're gonna long rest before going in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then couldn't Blackstar just enhance ability Garen so you could throw it further?
I will cast enhance ability upon.
And I'll
Garen.
cast guidance on it.
What is that? do?
You get
You have
advantage.
advantage on the strength check.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I give you a D4.
And your carry capacity doubles.
The silent rage is just being constipated.
Yeah, I'll make one of my arms. No, I don't have control over it yet, so never mind. This is just strength, not athletics?
This is just straight strength of you hucking it.
Yeah. Super great.
And you got the D4.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So with a 19, it sails over and skids off of the parapet, the short little wall that's on the top of the actual walls, right? That people can hide behind. It just kind of like skids off the top of that and then disappears over the other side. And like a second later, you'd barely audibly just hear a thunk of it landing in the water on the other side. But it did soar up and over to get to that point. Doesn't seem as though it alerted the guard that's on that wall for whatever reason.
Okay. I make my way back.
Make my way.
I did what you asked. What was the point of that?
Nothing. Just wanted to see. We should have thrown it like higher, probably, but it's fine. You did your best. Did your best.
If that system is manually guided, someone might have to pick a target before it shoots. No?
That's fair. It's a fair point. It's definitely possible. I just wanted to see.
For a while before we got hit.
It did. That's true. It was like over top of things. So.
Yeah, the rock
It's a bit
probably.
bit sadistic then if he waited for the bird to get that far and then decided to shoot it. That's something's wrong with the people inside this keep.
Why would they decide
Yeah,
to
they're
shoot the
chainless.
bird though? I
Well,
thought it'd be automatic, considering that it's just a bird and they just decide to shoot it.
Right, that's sadistic. It's
Yeah, right.
honestly, we should just go in and burn all their corpses just to be sure.
It's about this time.
They try to sell them some weed.
I mean, we could do that too, I guess.
I don't think that's gonna work.
If I go in, talk to them, split them, you guys come in behind. You know what I mean? We would go in through the bottom instead of the top. Distract them. Just an idea.
Sorry
Like
about the
a-
bottom.
They likely won't kill me.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
not-
that
They're
either. Shaky.
trainless.
It's about this time that you hear the doors to the outside walls of this keep slowly open, and you kind of see a torch-lit group of 5 individuals, scouts that are traveling along the lower land mass heading for the keep. And a few moments later, over the top of the cliff, there comes climbing 5 individuals that are just either they're climbing the cliff or Sheku didn't notice some other means that they had of getting up to the top of this, but just kind of clambering up. The first one is the backpack guard, kind of comes over and isn't one that you recognize or that you've seen before. Climbers over the top and then like reaches his hand down and grabs onto another individual. They help each other all get up, and you're like 40 feet from where they are right now, and
That's what I was.
You line.
Hmm?
Well, we're all together just before the short rest, right? Can we just take these guys?
Might need to take
We're
this
all
guy.
with you still.
just another group of scouts.
But they climbed up the mount. They climbed up this cliff.
Yeah, kind of to where we are.
They're like right in front of us now.
They're right in front of you. Yep. They're about 40 feet away, and the backpack guy kind of like readjusts himself from having climbed up and looks like he's profusely sweating beneath the armor that he's
All right.
wearing.
Guys,
And-
there is an important decision to be made here. we either play for another hour and we don't attack them, or the session ends here because if we get in combat with these guys, we'll be here until 1 in the morning.
It's only 10 o'clock. Don't say things like that. We might mop the floor with these fools.
Or they might mop the floor with us.
They
but
might mop the floor very quick.
Yeah.
they're not like sticking around. They climb to the top, gather themselves, like just kind of readjust, and then start walking along the cliffside, beginning their loop.
Oh.
At nighttime.
I
Scouting
mean,
group.
I assume
Two of
it'd be a
them-
constant loop.
Two of them have hooded lanterns that they kind of like bring to the left, and like they're walking fairly close to the edge of the cliff. They're like 10, 15 feet from it, and they're doing like a wide sweep. So
Man,
So we could
now I wish I
theoretically
had-
take out.
They were like on us, like looking at us 40 feet away. I was like, well, if we're fighting.
No.
We just shoved them all off the edge of the cliff. Like, whoops, accident.
Like Scar did in Fasa.
the ones on the ground go into the keep, and the doors slowly close behind them.
Okay. Well, now we know how that works.
Oh yeah, and we know that a scout party just left. Hmm. If we're gonna rest, we'd have to move further away
Yeah.
in order to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
Would we?
I think if we're going in by the roof, if we're not going to be seen by whatever it is that's firing off that blast, we might have to do it in the dark. Go
Yes.
at nighttime. Otherwise, we could sneak back around to the other side and get to that open front gate that's on the water through their makeshift dock situation.
Just, I don't like the idea of all those eyes above us. I feel like we'd be good targets.
Yeah, possibly.
I'd rather we be the ones targeting them.
What's to say that those towers can't reach us from the roof? Like those watchtowers, if they're able to hit us from if we're on the roof.
Yeah, there's nothing to say.
Yeah,
that we
just-
can't.
We'll just stay behind the
The
upper
pillars
buildings
or
there,
the rooms.
behind the walls.
We saw where the laser beam came from.
Came from the watchtowers.
And how tall were the watchtowers, we said? Because they barely peeked over the walls, right?
Right. So the watchtowers are maybe 25, 30 feet tall.
Okay, so they can shoot stuff up in the air, but they're not seeing.
Yeah, if we're on the... I feel like basic physics would restrict them from firing at us on the top of the roof.
I mean, you could see the people on the roof from the ground.
Right. But if I'm in the middle of the roof, they can't see me. They don't even know I'm there.
Because you're not high enough, because you're the same height and they're 1,000 feet away.
Right.
Seems like they've only
Yeah.
been targeting large flying creatures that are up
Yeah.
above
Right.
whatever it is that they're firing.
You know, I guess while we're discussing all this and kind of have a couple minutes, I guess now's a better time than ever to talk about a vision that I had.
What? When did you have this one? It's been like all day.
Last night.
You've been sitting on it like this all day?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I probably would have told you this during downtime earlier, but I forgot, so I'm going to tell you now.
You've been unpacking is all?
But I think, at least for those of us who know Buttercup, Buttercup's time is running out.
Oh.
I had a vision where I'm pretty certain that I was in the hooves of Buttercup, and they were definitely missing a horn.
They were always missing a horn.
Yeah, but they were kind of bloodied, matted, and the well, I was saying I'm missing a horn just to confirm, but It.
I mean,
It
unicorns have
basically-
one horn and unicorn.
No,
I
I
mean,
know.
okay.
I'm saying, yeah, okay. Anyway, but basically, their power is definitely being used to summon some otherworldly beings, which kind of might tie in with what Brazier was talking about earlier with the strange kind of hazy magic surrounds this area. The portals are probably regularly being opened with the use of Buttercup's powers, I guess, and I think Buttercup's probably running on borrowed time at this point. We can take the long rest, or we can take a rest if we need to, but it's just worth noting that, you know, any time not spent trying to case this place and break in and break Buttercup free is another bit of time that Buttercup loses to this cause.
Yeah, but rushing in doesn't help anybody either if we're not fully
No,
prepared.
and I agree. And I'm open to discussion. I just wanted to put the stakes out there. This is, I mean, it's not the only reason we're here, but this is one of the reasons that we're here, and we should be aware of what's in our hands.
Oh yeah, and in that point, have we identified a primary objective with secondary and tertiary objectives, or like are we just kind of?
Is that how heists work? Are we supposed to?
Yeah, I mean, you've always got the one
Buttercup,
thing you
kill chainless, loot the base, destroy the base. I feel like,
are those the order? Because I mean, if we
I mean,
can't
yeah.
save Buttercup, but we can still destroy the base, should we focus on saving Buttercup or destroying the base?
I think you should
Okay.
say Buttercup. Buttercup is way
Um,
too sweet.
Adam should move closer to the
Shaku
mic.
says
Yeah,
primary
I couldn't
objective.
hear that.
What primary objective?
that was another part of what I saw. I saw us actually get into the room that Buttercup
You
was
saw us
in.
there?
Yeah, you looked a little different.
What do you mean a little different?
I can't really describe it. It was almost kind of like the voices and the appearances of ourselves were muddied in my vision, almost like it was how Buttercup perceived us and maybe not how we might perceive ourselves.
What?
That's at least the only way I can break it down in a way that makes sense.
Interesting.
It's also possible that there's some kind of alternative timeline shenanigans. I don't really know.
Alternative what now?
It
Yeah,
can,
you
it,
lost me.
it can so
What?
you know, I don't really understand either. It's just a theory that I've been cooking up. It can get a little convoluted, and it's not really worth our time because I have no proof to back it up.
All right, Time Lord.
No, don't call me that. That's even worse, I think, than everything else people have called me.
All right,
Vision
doctor.
Master.
I don't hate that
I think
one.
who's gonna check to make sure all the stuff is still there in his jackets and to make sure that you know, he hasn't been robbed by his friend over here who's spouting about alternate timelines and fantasies.
But basically, when we went in, it was quickly assessed that we couldn't save Buttercup, and we decided to just destroy the mechanism, I guess, that was powering the portals.
Is that our primary objective? Like, who do we work for? The rebels? We work for ourselves? Are we the raiders of the rebels?
Um,
Are we the raider rebels? Rebel raiders? What would be
I
the best
feel like
vernacular?
I feel like we're doing this for ourselves.
Out of the goodness of our hearts? Because that's wrong also.
No, I don't. I mean, as nice of an answer as that would be, I think we're doing this for ourselves.
Right. So what's our primary objective? Razir, leader, what's the primary objective?
No leader. I mean, it's kind of a twofold thing. We're here to get rid of this base and flush out the chainless, and Then save Buttercup. Those are our
Okay.
two main things.
Those are the two
Pick
main
up an
things.
extra
We
while you rescue on the
rescue
way.
Birchwood.
Yeah.
Are we after any information while we're here? Is there anything we should keep our eyes out? I don't remember all the things. I'll leave that to you, kind folks, to remember the things. I'm just trying
I
to
mean,
clarify because I don't know, and
whatever
so
we
now
can
I'd
get
like
our
to.
hands on, we'll take. But at the
So
end of the
steal
day,
things.
yeah.
Got that one.
At the end of the
Perfect.
day, information I don't think is a top priority for us. I think we've done a pretty good job so far of making friends and building a little network of people we can just ask things to. Um, so while information is great and the more information we have, the better, I don't think we need that as a priority. I think priority number one should be shutting down this portal and saving Buttercup. Priority number two should be blowing up the base on our way out.
If we can.
If we can. Yeah.
I feel like I chose the wrong major in Bard College. Like, just sometimes, like in times like this, like I'm very handsome. Like I'm scarily handsome. Like I'm just better looking than most people. But sometimes I wish there was a college I heard of, the College of Whispers. Oh boy, those guys are scary. Like they get in your brain and like siphon information like spies and courtesans that rob you, but big political plays. I mean, I'm just in it
I
for
feel
the
like you would
trolling
have
at
been
this.
a good. I feel like you would have been a good pyrotechnics major.
Oh well, I mean, that's probably true.
Just kind yeah, hey guys, just kind of a spitball here. What are our realistic options for going inside this base?
I think it's
To
from
the top.
roof or
Yeah, from the roof, I think.
But like how though? How we get to the roof?
we've got a couple ways of getting over there.
Here we
Well,
go.
How far is it, you stay?
About 70 feet.
From the edge of the cliff to there is about, I'd say about 70 feet if I was using some sort of measuring device, perhaps.
Which you have built
You're
into your
eyeballing
eyes.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the carpet can be up to 60 foot long. 60 feet long. So.
Carpet?
Yeah.
What carpet?
Footbridge.
Oh yeah, we never used it. We found this magic carpet that just like we can unfurl and just stays there like even over like nothing.
It'll float in the air.
Kind of forgot about it for a while.
It floats in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get over there if we want to. Like, no problem.
Well, I feel like I should have been briefed about some of these things. You know how much better heist could be if I knew all the things that we had at our disposal?
Yeah.
So
I think it's comes down to the question of how quickly can we get across, and if we're doing it in the dark, do we have a way of keeping them quiet once we get over there so they don't call everybody and their brother up to the roof?
if we can move real fast, I think the fog will distract them just long enough.
70 feet, we could probably clear that
Hold on.
7-8 seconds, maybe. If we're, we're full action dashing, probably. Like, that's how, technically speaking, you'd say. Like, full action dash across. I could probably cover 60 feet.
That's a heist term.
Yeah.
Wait,
Don't worry, these are heist terms.
Hold on. Point of reference. If I were to cast a concentration spell, and then I were put into the hole,
You'd still be concentrating on
I'm
the spell.
still concentrating.
Can you concentrate on a spell from another plane?
Yes, you can.
You're
What if-
concentrating, you're concentrating.
Hold on. What if only one of us had to get in? Because I could concentrate on invisibility for somebody.
Ah,
The
I could
rest
turn
of
into a
us,
squirrel
the
and
rest
get
of us
thrown in.
jump into the hole.
Now we're talking.
Oh god.
I feel like, and I don't want to bring this up because it's a particularly traumatizing experience for me,
Well,
I feel like this has happened.
it has, but
The last
we're-
time we met the chainless, yeah.
the last time was going face to face with the intent of like getting in, right? We're not facing them this time. The objective is to sneak in using invisibility as the cloak. Once we're inside, you unfurl the hole and then we can all come out, right? That's the objective. We're not trying to talk to
Yeah.
people this
Uh,
time. We're just
quick-
trying to get in unseen.
Yeah. Quick
We also
question,
have that
Tim.
fancy chalk of yours. We can find a surface here somewhere to be able to have a
Yeah, but doesn't need
But
to
we
have
gotta
gone through
walk
the
through
door
the door
before.
first.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
what was that second part? About
Got
having
magic
the door,
chalk.
touching the door first? What was that thing about touching the door first?
we have to have gone through the door
Right.
once to be able to connect to it.
So if I draw a door here in chalk, right? I put the chalk in my bag, right? Turn into a squirrel. Big Guns over here throws me as a squirrel through the door. I open the door. I draw another door. We all in the party, right?
Not quite how it works. You'd have to go there, go through one of the doors, and then get back up here to draw the door for us here to connect them to it.
Hmm.
I
I
honestly,
hate
I think
magic.
I love magic.
we can do the whole thing relatively easy. Xander can concentrate on invisibility on me, and I can float my way over to there and down.
Um,
Right. So are we resting beforehand or no?
That depends. Do we need silence, or do we just go in?
Not wouldn't mind being able to go invisible a couple more times.
I think we got time. It's still early even. If we go and rest now, we can be up while it's still dark, and it's early morning for the guard. More likely to be tired, and go in then.
Statistically speaking, 4 a.m. is when people are least on. Bro.
And what
That's
time is it right
kinda
now?
line up.
well, and why do you know that?
He's from Telnoro.
As I'm from town.
Yeah.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes a lot of
part of
sense.
the woods. Rest up. People get ready what they need to get ready.
Yep.
Then yeah, do the hop in the hole, turn me invisible. I can shimmy my way across. And
Pop out. I silence. So we're. But just one note. When I create a zone of silence, we aren't able to use spells with verbal components when we're in that zone.
fortunately, we got two.
I don't have to worry
strong
about that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Just for like Xander, well, viewers here.
For literally everyone except for D2 and Garen.
Yeah, it is. I mean, pretty sure Shaku can turn into like a giant spider without needing thought, stuff like that. Okay.
I can
You know what,
turn to
Brazier? You could probably stand on
CR
this
level
side and
3.
just blast them.
3. CR level 3. Yes. Excited.
Black Star was talking to Razir.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Brazier, you can just stand over here and just blast them from here, can't you?
I mean, yeah, but with how far that laser from that beam from the tower shot, they could shoot back and reach. I ain't
And then
keen
again,
on,
that's only with your Eldritch Blast. Your other spells don't have the same range, right?
All he ever uses is.
No, because what we're trying to do once we get in is block off certain like pathways to get to us. So he has stuff like Sickening Radiance, which could use to basically block off in one of the stairways. I could wed Spygo, stuff like that.
Xander said he's got fancy magic, so can make.
He's got Wall of Force now.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going in, and sounds like time is of the essence. With
Okay.
Buttercup.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna hunker down start getting comfortable and just like lean against a tree.
Well, hold on before you. I think we ought to back up a few 100 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody snoring.
All right, we gotta get back up.
So you pick yourselves up and you move several 100 feet away from the cliff's edge and take stock of your situation to make sure that you're safe enough where you're not going to be seen.
Find some bushes and crawl in the bushes to
Sure.
sleep in.
And also the topography tapers downwards towards the ocean, which is the direction you're kind of heading towards a little bit. So there's areas where there's like a little bit of a outcropping of rocks that kind of sticks out of the side of the hill, and you can kind of get behind it and underneath it and have a relatively safe place to rest for the evening. So that's what you do.
Cool.
So
Long rest. Oh, what happened with
So-
aid, by the way?
It would have ended by now because it's an
Okay.
8-hour duration, but I was going to cast it again on us before
Okay.
we go in.
All right, so never mind.
Tim,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use the Wanderer's Book on this chainless base.
Ooh.
Nice.
My level 9 feature allows me to cast basically legend lore without needing to cast it. I just spend 10 minutes with the book. I would like to use the book to recall facts, tale, or lore about this particular place.
Okay. And it gets written in the pages, and you can read those pages, right? It tells you about it.
Yeah.
Okay. The cliff
says-
notes.
It says
Yeah.
the information appears on the book's pages isn't couched in figurative language, but it might be incomplete.
Gotcha. Okay. It was founded by Jupiter Keepdown. Obviously, it is or was an observatory, and he was gifted a what's called a farscope by a people known as the Veritas. And he specifically used it to chart the stars and to make, because Jupiter Keepdown was obsessed with celestial bodies and the stars, and perhaps one day traveling amongst them. And so that he's devoted his entire life to that, and that's what Anaria's Watch was based on. And you also learn. Let's see. He said that it may not be complete. So the last piece of information that I'll give you about it is that so obviously it was a place devoted to knowledge, but mostly focused on celestial bodies and stars and constellations and their meaning and all of that. It was never like there's no references to it being like a star base or something where people were landing spaceships on and stuff like that. But it was named Anaria's Watch by Jupiter Keepdown because it was designed to be the world's eyepiece to the sky.
Okay. All right. Noted.
I know you're not making the connection that I just provided to you, but essentially what that means is that the old world was being referred to in this context as an area. There's so much more information that I could give you, but I'm not going to.
Wow, you're so mean.
Yeah, I made the Veritas connection. I did not make the other one, but okay.
Yeah, it was named Anaria's Watch because Jupiter wanted it to be considered the eyepiece of the world to observe the sky. Or to monitor the sky, whatever.
What a nerd.
Yeah, pretty cool guy though.
Okay. All right.
But the other connection that should be made that I'm going to make for you, because I've done this before, referencing things from the distant past of the campaign, and because it's been so long, it's hard to make that connection when it's been a long time. You know that Jupiter Keepdown was listed amongst those who were one of the souped up people, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Wasn't he also one of the statues we found in the Requiem? Yeah.
and someone who you've met recently said that they've met Jupiter Keepdown.
It was JJ,
It
right?
was- I have it written down. Hold on. I thought I did.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember who said that. But I know that
think
somebody.
I think it was JJ when was talking about like going past the turnback tower, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I think it was JJ as well.
But now you know that this. I mean, you kind of knew that Jupiter Keepdown was from the old times before the apocalypses, but this is like solidifying his presence as being a person of importance in that time, and that somebody who's alive today, JJ, has met him.
Then again, we don't know exactly how old JJ is.
That's very true.
We also don't know how sane he actually is. So
That's
who
also
knows?
true.
Yeah.
All right. So you take your long rest. I'm not going to ask for rolls for watches. Anything that would be wandering around in here that would be dangerous. I mean, the chainless base is very robust and very, very well armed and protected. So there's no dinosaurs or anything that are wandering their way through at least this part of the jungle.
We lose that maximum HP modifier, don't we?
From 8, yeah, but I'm gonna cast it again, so just keep it.
And by this time, our cold resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it against Cerberot.
Lasted
Okay.
just enough time.
Just enough time.
Cerberus. Yeah, that was sad. Anyways, you complete your long rest. You can change whatever spells and other things that you're intending on doing to prepare for the next day. Because you're going to bed so early, it would be 8 hours, or did we? Yeah, I'd say 8 hours from, we'll say 7. Okay, if you wanted to be that early. I mean, it's about that. I mean, you would literally find the spot, have a brief conversation, everybody lays down and goes to sleep. Who's going to sleep? I know some people are not doing that. That's fine.
BQ's not.
Yeah, and I mean, B2 and Razir do that, taking 4 hours here, 4 hours there.
Just sit really still for 4 hours.
But yeah, it's still dark out. All of you kind of eventually come to and realize that it's about 3:30 in the morning. And yeah, the light of day has not begun. You probably have 2-3 hours before dawn, which should be more than enough time to do whatever you're going to be doing in the darkness. What do you do?
First thing I'm gonna do is when I wake up, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Yeah, buddy.
I haven't done it at all this campaign.
What is your AC at without it?
11?
11.
Oh,
Yeah.
so got the nice juicy 13.
Would it be
So,
14?
Would it be 14? I thought it was up by 2.
It's gonna
13.
be 14.
Yeah, 13 plus his deck. Yeah.
Plus the dex. Okay, there we go.
So
The last
yeah,
8 hours?
It does. It lasts 8
hours.
So now I have an AC of 14, guys. Big dog on campus.
That is significantly better than 11.
And then yeah,
get up and get ready for the day.
Waking up to no sun is not the most comfortable feeling. Waking up and it's just straight up darkness. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I like how Alex doesn't look like he's even up.
Black Star's still sleeping.
Black Star is still sleeping if no one's actually woken up. No, but Black Star. All right. Heist on 3.
Fast on 3.
1, 2, 3. Heist.
Heist.
Black Star.
Oh,
Black Star.
Rignet.
You tried talking to me yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you said something to me.
No, I didn't.
No, and I was tripping balls.
I know.
Oh, you knew that?
Kind of.
How'd you know? Do you just say things to say them?
I could smell it on you.
That you can smell?
When I want to.
I've learned something today.
Like right now, I'm choosing not to because you need to brush your teeth.
You're a bit rude sometimes, you know that, right?
A bit.
All right. I'm going to get a little bit serious here for a moment. I just want you to know that you're going into a dangerous place, and it's really, really dangerous. And I just want you to know that if you don't burn at least one body while you're inside, I'll be really disappointed.
That's fair.
I heard you talking about it, but now I'm hearing about how stealthy you're going to be and how quiet and how you're going to sneak in and steal things. And that's all well and good, but we all know that at least one person inside is going to die. And if it has to be one of your friends, then at least burn their body.
That's a very honorable thing to say, Grignek.
The bigger ones burn for longer, just remember.
I know. Can you imagine how Garen would burn? Have you ever got a glimpse of him? He's
kind of what I was thinking. Not gonna lie.
Right? And I'm just looking at Garen right now holding the sword.
And Xander's squinting at Black Star right now because he totally just heard Black Star say, "Have you ever thought about how Garen would burn?"
Oh, Grignek, I gotta go. I'll talk to you in a little while.
I gotta go. I'm about to enter a tunnel.
And then I look at Xander.
Aaron is so unaware. Just like, yes, yeah. Good morning.
I look back at Garen and look at Xander again and be like this.
All right. So, I've heard you talking about the plan, but you have to actually tell me that you do the plan.
Are we ready? Are we doing this?
It's a bit, yeah.
All right. So
there's no other clear way.
I will cast invisibility on Razir.
How long does it last?
It lasts up to an hour as long as I'm concentrating. It doesn't say there's a distance, so he can just go.
I think there's like a range of touch or something like that.
Just
for when you cast it.
Yeah, I just have to touch him when I cast it, but it doesn't say that it.
No, afterwards you can go as far. You could be in a different plane of existence from you afterwards, and it's invisible.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first thing that you're doing. You're casting invisibility on Razir.
Yeah.
Once we get closer to the cliff, I guess.
So you move a couple 100 feet closer.
Before we do that, invisibility ends if you cast a spell on someone other than yourself, right? Or is it just when you cast a spell?
I think it's cast or attack.
The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Yeah.
The D&D noob got it.
Yeah, because then how is Razir getting in? He's going to lose his invisibility immediately if he casts a spell.
Oh, that's right.
So what if you cast
wait for one of the
invisibility
doors to
on
open.
Sheku, who shifts into like a bird or something and flies in invisible?
I can concentrate on levitate for 10 minutes. That's more than enough time to get across.
Oh, wow.
Just run, jump, and levitate.
Yeah,
Well, you got to
he
cast
he
cast
cast
levitate
it
before he's invisible.
Before,
Yeah.
I'll cast we'll get the hole out. Everybody else is ready to hop in. I'll cast. Xander casts. Hole.
Cool.
Grab the hole. Go.
Can you move while you're levitating?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You have to
I
push
have
off or
a couple
something,
different
right?
ways.
He's
have
got
a
a
couple
couple different ways.
Got the
Don't worry
rod.
about it.
Just gotta.
Yeah, the move rod.
Sorry, the move was like a.
I'll just be jumping and like cast levitate and hopefully it'll keep some momentum. And
Yeah, but you can't do that because then how would you have the whole?
I'll be pushed off. Yeah, I'll still run and jump, and it'll be active, so it'll just go.
Oh yeah, because you can still be on the ground.
Okay.
Float until I don't have enough momentum. We'll see how far it takes me, and then row my way across with the.
Just like on the zip line when you don't have enough momentum.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you find a relatively clear spot and lay the hole out. That's maybe you're about 50, 60 feet away from the edge of the cliff. I'm assuming I shouldn't really say this because I should let you guys tell me because it's the smart thing to do. But I'm assuming you would wait until one of the scouting parties has just gone by.
Absolutely.
Of course,
He didn't say it, but you know,
of course, yes.
I'm not going to be that guy.
15, 20 minutes after they go.
Okay. 15, 20 minutes, yeah.
Window between the party scouting groups.
Lay out the hole. Black Star, take some face paint, get some berries, and put some lines on under his eyes.
I don't like this at all. I don't like going in this hole.
Think about me being as big as I am trying to fit in this.
That's the problem. I don't want to get in the hole with you as big as you are.
No, it's too bad.
Look on the bright side. At least you're going into it alive this time.
Wow.
Man.
He was last time too, though.
Well, yeah, but like, you're not knocking on death's door this time.
Just get in the hole.
I'm gonna go in.
He wasn't even knocking at that point.
He was on the other side of it.
Yeah, just like Razier.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you actually died recently.
Wow,
yeah.
we're roasting people tonight. Get in the hole.
Okay.
I'm in the hole.
All right. So Xander would be the last person to get in the hole. I'm assuming everybody jumps in, and while it's open, there's still air, exchange happening here. So we're not like counting down, but this one last look, because as soon as the hole closes, there's zero communication, and you will have no idea where Razier is. No idea at all. So when you come out of that hole next, you will be in a foreign space. Maybe inside.
Just one thing. There's enough air. So you said 2 minutes if all of us get in the hole. But afterwards, we can hold our breath for. I think it's our Constitution bonus.
Or Constitution
minutes.
modifier.
Yeah.
Plus one. It's 1 plus your Constitution modifier.
1 plus Constitution.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Who has the that's a good point of order actually. How many? Who has the lowest Constitution modifier?
I think it's Black Star.
It's not me. I have a +3. It's not me.
I have a +1.
Yeah, it's Black Star. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what about Shaku?
+3.
+3. Yeah. All right.
So, you'll have a minimum
4 minutes
or maximum, 4 minutes total for Razier to do whatever he's gonna do. Once that hole gets closed. So, I didn't hear what you just said.
That's if Black Star doesn't start stressing out and burning air with his fire.
Literally.
I still can't really hear what you said, Eric.
I didn't say much.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Razier.
It won't take that long to get across.
Razier casts Levitate on himself.
Yep.
Or uses his levitate ability, however. Is it a feature or casting? Okay, casting levitate. Razier disappears in front of Xander. This is it, Xander. I wonder if is Xander's heart pounding right now.
Yeah, he's stressed out, dude.
Cast invisibility. Disappears. Do you? You have to jump in. You can't push him because you have to jump into the hole. He's got to wrap it up and then.
Running
Yeah.
jump off the cliff to get momentum. It's not like I step off the cliff and just air brake and stop.
Well, if you're levitating, can you be on the ground and running?
Yeah. Well, while it's active, I can control up and down, and have whoever I've targeted, whether it's someone else or myself, be just on the ground and not.
Well, then you
levitating.
should have plenty of momentum then to get across. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
At
you won't
least
have
most of the way.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Razir before he takes off, he goes.
Wait, guys, wind's not in the right direction.
Take off my boots, put on some running cleats instead for better grip, and
No, put on your fins. You'll be carried by the wind,
It's like flapping and
swim through the air.
just okay.
swimming through the air.
Xander
It's
finally
like when he smells a pie.
jumps down into the hole, and Razir, you wrap
Grab
up
it.
the hole, put it in your
Tuck it in.
pocket, and then run.
and then
Right. All right, you run to the edge of the cliff, and you jump. Make an athletics check for me, with advantage because you're using levitation to assist yourself. At least in your.
You like
Maybe I should have guidance him before.
From the hole, you hear, "Dream on."
Oh my god.
he's tripping and then slowly falling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We fall so long we suffocate inside the bag.
Well, we can break out if it takes too long.
No, I'm
Oh, good.
fine.
Just bust out in the middle of the air, and just everyone falls 60 feet. Away.
So the
long jump
I can't hear what you're saying.
I know. My up to my strength score, so 13 feet of just my ability to jump.
Gotcha. Oh, you're telling me that because you rolled a 10. I just went and looked. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So although the map is here, it is more of a visual aid, and I'm not going to move your token on it until it's necessary if there's going to be a combat or whatever happens.
But god damn, my immersion. Come on.
Well, then just don't look at the map. We'll use theater of the mind until we need
Another
to.
one. No.
We really should have guidance
11.
and inspired you before.
Okay. You run and you jump off, and you're like, I got this. I don't know what Razir's inner monologue looks like, but he's just kind of just very limited.
Kind of done.
Just and then you make it out probably about 25 feet, and your momentum just starts to slow down pretty significantly until about 30 to 35 feet. You're moving at a crawl. So at this point, you take out the immovable rod.
Yeah, I do click it on and then pull, and it's about here. Turn it off. On, off.
Okay.
On, off.
All right. So about 4 or probably between 3 and 5 pulls of that, I'll say, you manage to get yourself to where your feet touch the stone of the rooftop that's there, and you take in the scene around you, or do you just keep running? You just keep moving? Because right now you're in an open space, and there are guards here.
Yeah, my goal is to... I don't even know if I necessarily want to touch the roof and like make sound.
Oh.
I might want to float a little bit more and get past. So I want to get to the area, and then now that I'm well within range of my dark vision, I want to look and see where the guards, where these people are, what they're looking at, and look for a spot, whether it's in one of these rooms or otherwise, that I can pull out the hole.
Okay. So you're still levitating. Your feet don't touch the roof. You use the movable rod to carry you forward a little bit further. You kind of narrowly move out of the way as one of these scientists kind of comes out of one of the buildings and walks across and is like.
I'll also be up above the roof, not just like right on the roof level.
Okay, so the buildings, these small rooms, have their own roofs. So if you're up above, you wouldn't be able to see directly into those rooms that are up there. If you're up above, does that make sense?
I'll at least start up and get a ways in, and then come back down. But yeah,
I want to
can- I
see
can
without
dodge.
actually being in a spot where I can see. Is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, sure, if you want. But no, I can levitate enough to be able to dodge out of the way of people. I can go vertically at will,
Sure.
so I can.
It was more of a flavor moment. I'm trying to heighten the intensity of this moment, and that's what I was doing. But if you want to be up and out of the way as the scientist walks by, and then you come back down to where you're a few feet off the ground, and you can look inside the rooms. From your perspective, on the left-hand side, there is... I don't know if you can actually see. No, you can't because you're not over there. You know what? I'm not going to use the tokens. I don't want to use the map unless we have to. There's a desk on the left and right hand side rooms in there, and there's a bunch of books and papers that are strewn all over the desks. There's one scientist in each of these rooms, one of which looks as though they are in a frantic state, and they're kind of, but like trying to hide their upsetness. It's a female elf, and she kind of like looks over, like almost like in your direction, but looks past you at the other scientist in the other room, and is like quickly like scrawling something down on a piece of paper, and like tucks it into a pocket, and then goes like back to like she's like reading a book and like flipping a few pages, and like looks out of the wall and around the side to see if anybody saw like she's whatever subterfuge she's doing. In the central room, there are a couple of other canisters. I'm calling them canisters, but there's large solium containers, essentially. But the ones in the center are a different color. They're filled with like a rainbow-like liquid, something other than the light blue solium color you've seen thus far. There are 4... You know what? I will move the token over for you. And I know I keep saying I'm not going to move it, but I'm going to move it over for you.
You look at me float across.
Woo! Levitation.
I love that we can see, for some reason, Black Star's red dark vision.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I only see it when I click on my character.
At a quick glance, it looks like the spiders, and I know you're getting a quick glance at everything that's here, right? So you're passing by one of the backpack guards and 2 of the regular guards. Those are what's currently visible to you in this spot. The spiders look like they're creating this silk web material, and it's being turned into magic harvesters, which of some kind, whatever that means. But the reason you can tell that is because there's cables connected to the webs that they've created that are affixed to the side of these buildings, pointing up towards the sky, almost like there's solar panels. And this energy is kind of being siphoned into 4 of these solium containers, but that doesn't make any sense because solium comes from people that are alive and then killed and funneled into the solium containers, so that's weird. There are cables going from these 4 containers to the canisters that are in the inside of the central room. There's 4 of them, and there's a constant fluctuation of what appears to be magical energy as the interior of these 4 canisters kind of goes up and then like down a little bit and then back up again, like it can't keep up with whatever the load is that's on it. In the center of the room, there's a pedestal that has a like small basin that looks like it could hold something the size of a cantaloupe, and it has a little pin on the inside of it. As you move on past that room, you come to a spot where it looks like there was some very, very large something metallic that was affixed to the ground at some point on the top of this roof that was ripped off of the roof and taken somewhere, or just thrown off the roof into the pond or the lake. But there are 4 other remaining telescopes that look somewhat rusted, covered in moss and lichen. As you move past that, the other rooms look like they are the guards' rooms, with tables that have a couple of gold coins on them, like as though there was a card game that was going on and there's just money left on the tables. On the other side, there's another table that has a bunch of food strewn about it, and there is a chest in each of those rooms. And that's it.
People in there?
Huh?
Any people in there?
No, all the guards are on the roof, and they're kind of making a circle around the center room.
Then I'll go into one of these side rooms
Mm-hmm.
and do the hole there.
Which one?
Whichever one looks like we would have enough room, or whichever one has a smaller table to quietly shift out of the way.
Yep. It's this right, or from Razir's perspective, the left one. So at the back of that, there's like a, because it's 10 feet
Yeah.
by 10 feet it needs to be able to be laid down. So there's like just enough room for you to be able to lay it down there on the floor.
Okay.
So that's what you do?
I do so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All of a sudden, for everybody inside of the hole, air comes funneling in. It hasn't been long enough for you to run out of air. I'm just making it be like there's you can tell there's air now, and you can look out and you see the roof of some kind of building that you're in. There's a bit of dust.
Blackstar climbs out. He does not wait. Get me out. I don't like that.
Yeah, we're doing that.
I'll stick as I'm opening the hole. I'm sticking my head down. All right, we're on the roof. We're in one of the back. From where we were, we're in one of the back towers. There's 3 guards, and they're circling around that middle bit. Then there's two other researcher kind of folk in the other 2 towers on the other side. That's what we're looking at.
Get out of my way. I need out.
Just
All right, let's get out.
I'm going to.
Xander, you can drop concentration if you want to. Otherwise, I'll use it to sneak up on someone.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it until you want to lose it.
Alright.
There's,
So
you have it up for as long as needed.
how close were the guards together? Were they like together, or were they like?
They're spread out equally, like 15, 20 feet apart from each other.
All right. Then we can't get all of them in silence.
Not in one now.
Or wait, I guess gonna get with that. I could upcast blindness, deafness, and make 2 of them either blind or deaf.
I also have blindness and deafness.
It doesn't stop them from yelling, though.
As everyone comes out of the hole, I'd like everybody to make a stealth check.
Good point. It doesn't stop them from yelling.
Are we doing silence? Oh, I'm gonna use inspiration on that.
He sneezes again.
Damn your allergies. Or dang.
No, no.
Wow.
We better chrono shift that.
1,400.
Dude,
Do you have a chrono ship? Well, you maybe don't want to use it on this. I
I
don't know.
do, but like I don't want to use it.
I don't want to get caught this early. Well, actually,
Come on, another one. Come on, you can do
Dude,
it, Jason.
I don't want to use it.
Come on.
We'll see what happens. We'll send. We're here.
It's all right. Look, the guards are gonna come and check it out, and they're gonna find 6 dudes ready to body them. All
There we
right,
go.
we'll be fine.
Exactly.
Guard
I rolled a 2.
and guard over here. You rolled a 2. All right, so I'm gonna come back here.
Wow,
so
man.
as this guy, we're gonna have this guy be the one who makes the perception check because
Stealth
he's
checks
the
are
one
so
who's
annoying.
Have a
right.
good. This is what happens when I don't cast Pass Without a Trace.
So this is a 10, a 2, a 19, and
I'm
18.
invisible, so I'm going to be standing out of the room so I can just see who's coming.
Okay. Do I have? Oh, I copied Garen on top of your body. There you go. Yeah. So, do you know what? Jason, tell me how Xander makes a noise that would alert someone to his presence,
Um,
so that I'm not making him sneeze again.
I mean, look, the sneezing bit is funny. But I'll say he gets up out of the hole, and as he's getting up out of the hole, like his foot gets caught on the corner between like the floor and the hole itself. So he trips forward and like knocks over a chair, and then like some dust from the chair gets kicked up, and then he sneezes.
That's amazing.
So the guards didn't hear the chair; they just heard the
Heard the
sneeze.
sneeze. It's like,
Yep.
that makes sense. The chair falling. What the heck? Sneeze.
It's like the video game guards.
Must have been the wind.
Yeah.
Must have been the wind.
That's a natural one.
Oh,
That's not a natural one.
It's a natural 0. Yes.
Could it be a natural one?
Nope. So this guard who's, I don't know, you can see the map, right? So the guard that's directly in front of you, Razir, who's like in the center of this space here, he just like is continuing his walk and just like keeps moving in this direction. Right. This guy is this is the backpack guard. He's the one who like hears the chair rattle and then like he's like, huh? Oh, this is like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hide in the box.
And then there's a sneeze, and then there's the sound and the exclamation point above his head.
It's all right. I'm gonna hook him up to my balloon and just have him fly off to my HQ.
So he like, and the other guy around the other side, so that the backpack guard signals to both of them like, hey, there's something going on over here. And he just starts like rapidly moving in this direction. I'm gonna give him like 10 feet, 50. I'll give him 15 feet. Is there something that Razir is doing? Because they're about to be racing over here to see you guys inside this room.
To the whisper. No, there's not.
Hold on, wait.
Meow.
This guy goes this way.
Have we
Meow.
have we closed the
hole.
hole?
I mean, it happened as
Wouldn't
you
you have?
left the hole. So I
Oh,
guess
you're right.
it'd still
You're
be
right.
open.
Actually, it would still be open.
Okay. Here's a play.
Back in the hole.
Back
But
in the
does
hole.
Xander? All Xander heard was somebody say, "Something going on over here. Get over here."
Well,
Don't forget
I
it.
gotta.
Eh?
that should be enough.
Uh huh.
We could jump in the hole. Black Star, disguise self, jump in the hole.
What am I gonna look
Oh,
like?
I just got out. And then I'm gonna jump back in.
Okay.
Back in.
All right. Sheiku's back in. Louise, I'm sure B2 would jump back in as well.
You do know
What's
we
going
need somebody
on?
to close it once we're
All
inside, right?
Once everyone goes in, Black Star kicks the hole closed, and then I'm gonna stand up against this wall, and I'm gonna use major image to make the wall make where I'm standing look like the wall behind.
Love that.
I love that.
So you put you're standing there, but the wall is covering you.
Yeah, he basically
just
made a
looks-
cardboard box,
Yeah,
but he
made
used the wall.
He made a false wall.
It looks like the wall. So it's like the major image is just a picture of what's behind me, and they can't tell that it's further out. It looks like
Like the wall.
like the wall.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. The guard comes over, and like the other three trailing behind, and Razir, and actually, well, Blackstar gets to see this whole thing as well. But the guard comes over and like looks inside, and like takes the gun up and points it inside. I could have swore I heard something. Did you guys hear something?
Guess it was nothing.
Come on,
Yeah,
say it,
one of
Tim,
the-
say it.
Must have been the wind. Imagination.
Could have swore I heard something.
There's someone prowling around here.
Like goes to the other room now at this point. Like all three of them are walking. Oh, I'm no longer allowed to. There we go. All three of them walk over. They look inside of this room, and then they like walk over to the edge. I'm gonna put them like this here, and they start like looking because it's basically a sheer drop.
How
About
high is the
70 feet
building?
down. The
70
building to the roof is about 70 feet.
Razir, you
Tall.
have the opportunity to do one of the funniest things in history.
I know, right?
All three of them are standing over at the edge, and they're kind of like looking around. Like this guy walks over this
Open
way,
the hole.
and
You got it.
and looks around the side. The backpack guard kind of like scratches his head and then walks into this room, which obviously you guys aren't all there, but he walks in this room and then like goes over to the knocked over chair and he just like picks it up and writes it and then sits in it. He like sits down with the backpack, which is super awkward, but turns it sideways so the back of the chair is not affecting his ability to sit down, and just kind of sits there and like looks around. These aren't, at least this guy or the backpack guards. You don't know what this chainless base is full of right now, but he is going through some critical thinking in his mind because he doesn't see anything, but he definitely heard something, and the chair was knocked over. So he's just sitting there, sees furrowed brow, kind of like taps on the table a little bit, looks down at the floor, looks back at Black Star, or where Black Star is.
just staring at him.
Just
Like starts
like
smoldering.
looks around.
Yeah.
All right,
Gets up.
minor illusion. Oh wait, go ahead.
Are you gonna do something? He's standing up.
I'm watching him. If he
Okay.
starts to stand up, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just like this, like behind my illusion. If he starts to move towards me, I'm gonna make like 30 feet out the other, like on the other side, a sneeze sound on the other one with minor illusion.
Okay. Yeah, he stands up, he pushes the chair in, like shakes his head, kind of like shrugs his shoulders a bit, and then walks back out.
Okay.
All right, I don't know. It's like I had to get this shift today. I had to be the one that was on the roof and dealing with all this crap.
The ghosts.
Tim
so
said
then-
the C word.
And then they go back to doing their rounds around the central building.
I wish I was out of the hole. I could just hit them off the roof.
I think Razier didn't
All right,
wanna
how
do that 'cause
quickly
that
are they
would pull attention.
Around.
Not very quickly. They're
Oh, well, I
they're-
guess I can't see it though, can I?
Yeah. I mean, you can from your on a
Okay.
diagonal. You sit at the back of this room over here. You can.
I was on this side.
There's no wall
But-
on that side.
Oh, well, then I would.
The rooms are open on the left and
Yeah,
the right.
like-
Other side.
To,
Okay,
to,
okay.
kick, to kick the hole closed and put up major image, you had to have been
Right here?
This is where the hole
Okay.
is open.
Okay. And then so I can see them. They're kind of slow rotation or what?
Super slow.
Can they see each other like in like where they stand? Like they can always see one another.
Not at all times. No. They can. Two of them can always see each other, but there's one or the other. They're not all walking at the exact same speed, and they're not really looking at each other. They're looking around, and now they're. I will say the two regular guards are looking at the backpack guard like he's crazy, and just like
I
This
mean,
guy.
he is. He's a chainless.
Now I got a good look at the backpack guard. What did he look like?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He
So
have
he's-
a name.
What's his social security number?
you want to know if you got a good look at him so you can look like him later?
Yes,
or
I was staring at him while he
Oh, yeah.
was sitting there. I want to look like him at some point. This is going to be a tool for later.
This guy was fairly ugly. He's kind of a little like he's a little too fat to fit into the armor that he was wearing, but he like made it work. And then so a little bit pudgy. He's got some like
He's let himself go.
he's let himself go. As opposed to being clean shaven or having a beard, he just has peach fuzz on his upper lip. He's got a big wart on the left side of his face over here, and there's a
But you
scar.
don't want me to beat him. Why would I turn into this man? This
You
is
asked
atrocious.
me. You asked me what he looked like, and I'm telling you what he looks like. So, yeah, that's what you see. He had like, you don't see any hair, just the helmet on his head. So he's either balding or just has short hair. So
I'm gonna assume he's balding.
mhm.
Rooftop
Basement dweller. I
guard,
shouldn't say
right?
Nick Dweller.
Too fat
Reddit mod.
uniform.
that.
A quick question, Tim.
Where was this wart?
On the left side.
Left side.
Oh no, like his face, like nose, chin,
Right on his just the
Right
Upper
below his
cheek.
eye.
Mhm.
Upper cheek.
like right outside corner.
right here. I don't know. It's
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Just built like
Dude.
billows.
He's down to the most minuscule margins.
Oh, I'm not getting this wrong. This has to come up later. And then you said so slightly heavy, peach fuzz on top of lip.
The wart.
What color was it?
what color is the peach fuzz?
Was it a dark peach fuzz or a light peach fuzz?
It was a dark peach fuzz.
So it's kind of like how my peach fuzz looks.
No, it's like kind of like this, maybe a little darker.
Oh, so like a child's face.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody who's
Because
starting
we're
to get a
child
mustache
and
in high
child
school
and you're an old man
You are yes, correct, Felix. You're not wrong.
who's
Alright,
too
dark
tired
peach
to
face.
take the train for 10 hours.
Top of lip. I will sit on the train. And
Um,
then you said patchy beard, no beard. What?
no beard, just the peach fuzz on the upper lip, and that's it. That's you've got the
What
description
about the
down
hair
now.
off the top of his skull?
Yeah,
That
you
was-
can't
what was that
see
looking
it. Got the helmet on, can't see it. He's definitely sweaty, little fat.
Okay.
I mean,
What does his teeth look like? Good teeth.
You didn't really see his
That's
teeth.
his
It's-
dental plan.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah.
Unknown teeth. Assume gross.
assume none. So he just has a gum. He doesn't have any
Alright,
teeth.
All right, I got it.
Arr.
I'm gonna put the
Alright.
hole back down. Well, with my major illusion still up, major image still up, and open it back up. Put my head down and be like, "Come on up." Like, I think we're safe for now.
You should-
Xander, you stay here.
Yeah, you should help me out so I don't do it again.
Okay, I'll help
My
Xander.
guidance center.
I helped him.
I will also help people out.
Huge news, guys. Here we go.
All right. So you're
Yes!
unfurling it in the same place you did before.
Where my major image is, so it should be covered because major image is 20 foot cube.
Okay. And I was doing something. What was the major image of? Sorry. One more time.
It's
Just
just
briefly.
it's like the area behind me, so it just looks like that area. So it's almost like
It's like in the
Okay.
in the Kremlin and Mission Impossible. I don't know which
I'm
one it was.
bending. Yeah, it makes. I'm just making it look like what's behind me, so it looks like.
Like the room
There's
is the
nothing.
room. There's nothing in there. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So then you guys are already rolling stealth checks.
We're doing it again.
I mean, I did.
Xander roll one. Yeah, I mean everybody roll one last stealth check.
Round two.
And by one last, I mean the one last on the roof, probably.
There we go.
What are
Did you just
waving
get a
at?
natural one? Okay.
Natural one.
Oh, no, he rolled with advantage. Oh, my God.
Disadvantage because I have my armor on.
Disadvantage 'cause yeah, he does have armor.
Oh my God. Oh no, dude. You can't script this. You can't make this up.
Still waiting
rolled
on.
an 11.
There's Razier's, and then I'm
And
Sheiku's last roll.
11.
You can't make this up.
All right.
Hold on. Maybe if B2 gets a nat 20, he'll cancel out the natural
that's a
one.
bad roll. That is not a great roll. He's also walking in the opposite direction. That is not a bad roll. I mean, there are three of them, but yeah, it's the exact same scenario where the guy who is walking in the direction. Louise, tell me
the backpack guy again.
It's not the backpack guy. I'm gonna
Right.
say that they're moving like this.
And then,
I mean,
so
they're
as
technically stationary, but
as everyone gets out, Black starts to look. If they come back in here, we're putting them in the hole, and we're beating them in the hole. Put them in the hole. No sound gets out.
Okay, I like that idea.
Grab them, Garen, with your big, strong man hands, and put them in the hole.
I can probably grab one, two.
I mean, you
Louise,
have two hands. so
one
two.
with
Right.
your magical cudgel powers into the hole.
Felix,
Yes.
Do you want to describe to me what Louise
Yeah,
does?
I feel just like after what just happened, I'd be focused on getting Xander out of the hole without making any sounds. That I wouldn't be thinking about like my armor and the metal clicking and stuff like that. So as I get out of the hole, I just accidentally like slam into the ground, just like a big metal on stone
Clang.
sound. You just clang.
What the heck? And
Back in the hole.
The other two guards, so it's the one guy who didn't believe this guy. He like goes over, he shouts to the other guy, I definitely heard something over here. And the backpack guard's like, you got, we're all crazy. I need a drink. And then walks like this way over here. Razir's just been standing there the whole time, which is hilarious. I know.
I'm using my
I know.
invisibility
And I'm guessing you're levitating above them as well, right?
if I need to. Yeah.
Walks over here, sits down at the table, like takes off the backpack and like sets it on the side. And
He needs to die. He needs to die right
this
now.
other guard is gonna come all the way down over here and turns left and like puts his hand on the side of the wall, like the edge of the wall, to like look around it and like takes out his sword. Actually, he doesn't have a sword. He has a revolver. Actually, that he takes out.
Muffle this guy.
Can I be right there, like when he turns?
You're
to
just
look
like right
in,
there.
I'm like,
He turns to.
Like,
He looks
grab his face.
Grab him by the collar and grab
out
his
of the
back
out of the illusion comes Garen's head, just out of the illusion there, and like, what does Garen say? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then I grab his face with my whole palm and pull him toward, I guess, me for a bear hug, and then I'll move him toward the hole.
All right. Make an athletics check, or make
And, I'd like to cast silence in the room.
in this room.
In this room, yeah,
Jeez.
because I'm assuming there's going to be quite a bit of sound.
Mm-hmm.
We assume.
Okay. Yeah, because you guys were expecting this to happen, kind of. You slammed on the ground, you heard it, you jumped up. Garen's like waiting over at the side, and then like from the interior perspective, you don't see Black Star's illusion. You just can see out. So Garen just like sticks his head a little further forward, grabs the guy.
Peekaboo.
As you cast your silence, which has the radius, you see the gun go off, but there's no sound. As the bullet hits the ceiling, and a bit of like debris kind of falls from the bullet shooting off. You look, Razir's watching this whole thing, looks over at the guard who's like, he's in the middle of taking his backpack off and kind of sets it down. Heard what the guard had said, like uncorks a bottle, like kicks back to take a drink from it, and kind of looks over to the side. Just like stares, just stares at the nothingness that's there. Puts the cork back on the bottle and sets it on the table, and goes and to pick his backpack back up, like he was drinking. And like now the person who he was clearly running over there is now just gone.
All right, so Black Star, while Garen grabs him, Black Star's looking at this guy now, looking at him.
I have not made a check for him yet. It's a natural
That
one.
one?
Yes! Natural one.
I love this.
All right, he's like like this, and he's like taking the gun and like trying to like shoot you with it, but you're just like envelop him. What do you do with him?
Just beat the crap out of him.
You're not throwing him in the hole?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna throw him in the hole, right?
Well, I was in the hole with him.
Yeah, Garen jumped in right
Now
away.
the silence is up.
Oh, you grabbed
Right.
him and immediately jumped into the hole.
Yeah, the idea was like I grabbed his face to like muffle him. Obviously, that doesn't stop the gun going off. Then pulled him close and then dived in
Oh,
with him.
sorry. Yeah, okay. You just land inside. Yeah, he's inside. He's like looking around, and you're like holding his face as his eyes are like going bloodshot.
Like rib shot.
You just
Rib
start.
shot.
This is
beating
where
on
the
him.
beating starts.
Yeah, dude, this ring match on the inside, the hole.
Yeah.
Black Star's at the top of the hole. He pokes his head in, looking at this guy to figure out how he looks. Like, oh, stop it. And I need to get a good look.
This guy is younger, maybe in his mid to late 20s, and
He's more handsome.
he's an average-looking guy.
No,
Better than the
He's
other
more
guy.
handsome than the other guy.
They're mostly armored, right? Though, so like it's
Yes.
they got like a helmet and everything. So
Got a
as long as you
helmet.
get the uniform, you'll
Yeah.
you'll fool them long enough.
Yeah,
I
you get
think.
a good look at the John line as you hear it crack as Garen hits him across the side, and you just see a blood splatter inside of
A
the.
broken jawline.
A single drop of his blood hits one of the bearskin rugs.
No. No.
Does Xander have prestidigitation?
No.
We
I'll
need
get
to
it on-
clean
Get it,
that.
on, get it on our next level up, I think.
Anyways,
I'm pretty sure you can switch cantrips on long rests, right?
let me just look at this guy's HP.
Wizards can.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, with cantrip formula.
in one round, go ahead and make one more because he's gonna try and break free. It's possible for you to kill him in one round, but I don't know if that's what'll actually happen. So.
I mean, I think somebody else is in the hole, right? B2's in the hole.
BQ?
Oh yeah,
Me
B2.
too.
Oh, he's in there with B2.
They're just swapping. Oh, wow.
They're just okay.
Fight back!
This man got
Yeah.
bugged. Just got dumped in an alleyway.
Bugged. He was on the side,
Thrown in the hole, beaten to a
living
pulp.
his best life. His
No way.
wallet's missing now.
Dude, they
He's got
said
one
fight
shoe
back,
on.
bro.
I mean, Garen and B2 don't know not to lay the bloodied corpse on the bearskin rug.
We don't have it just laid out since we put it was on the ground at first in there, but once we started adding other things into the hole, we weren't using it as a
rolled
floor
it
mat.
up.
Mm-hmm.
We stored it
All right.
for later.
Well,
use.
it's stored, and the body gets laid up
Why do you hate us?
around
Why do
it.
you hate us?
It's
Why do
right
you
next
hate
to
our-
it.
You wanna
I mean,
ruin our fun.
it's not that bad. As next long rest, Xander can prepare prestidigitation and clean the rug. We're good.
Specifically to clean the rugs. Yeah.
Garen's gonna go up. Wait, the sound spell makes it so
Wait.
no one can make any sounds?
Yeah, there's just straight up no sound in the 20-foot
Well,
radius.
Garen would
But
still
you're in the
try to
hole.
say.
The silence,
silence
is in
doesn't-
the hole.
Yeah, silence is not in the hole.
I
Silence
can't.
is in our area.
I can't prepare prestidigitation. I don't have it.
No, but you have the cantrip formula feature, which makes it so you can switch cantrips on the long rest, right? It's a feature from Tasha's
This is new, but keep going.
cantrip formula.
Okay.
When you're finishing a long rest,
What's
consult
the-
both formula and your spellbook. Replace one wizard cantrip you know with another cantrip from the wizard spell list.
The backpack guard has finished putting his stuff back on, and like very very slowly with this like squinted look on his face, like puts away the gun and takes out the lightning sword, and like just slowly starts moving towards the room. And I'm sure Razir does his levitate thing to get out of the way, but I was gonna,
Black Star is going to disguise self. Oh wait,
Or I could try and drag the
I can-
guard into the
I
room.
was gonna say I could encase him.
What I was
Yeah,
gonna
maybe-
do is when he gets like to the doorway, I'll just be like, "Hey, behind you!" Just say something to him, so he turns around and puts his back to the room.
and then we
Then you guys can jump
mug
in.
him also.
yeah.
Alright, yeah, Garen's done. He walked back. He climbs back out.
Time for round 2. You guys are gonna take down this entire base by dragging
Dude,
people into the hole
we're
and beating
playing-
them to a pulp.
Yes!
We're playing Dishonored right now.
Yeah, we are. We are
So he
criminals.
like
We are
very very slowly walks up to where the illusion is, and he's still like looking, but he hasn't gone past it. So to him, he's still looking inside the room, and he's just like shakes his head, and you say, "Hey, behind you," and he's like,
Behind you.
"What?" Like turns
Okay.
around.
And then
And-
I grab him.
You do it again.
But this time it's like an actual just like envelop him and pull back.
Okay.
Like
Drop it to the
Batman
hole.
just appears from the shadows.
Yeah.
Back
Yes.
into the shadows.
This is so sick.
Drop them out.
This is some
Um,
Arkham Asylum stuff.
this-
Just
This is why you play. This is why you play. This is the guy with the backpack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
He's
wish
now
I
in
could
the-
have dragged him in when he didn't have the backpack, but he was too far for me to drag him in.
I mean, now we have a backpack though.
Yep.
Yeah, but
And he might
if
not be able to
we
use
took
it.
him out when he didn't have the backpack, you could have went into the other room, grabbed the backpack, brought it to us, or something like that.
I think either way, at this point, we have it.
Yeah.
I doubt this guy's gonna last long with
I mean, it
the
depends.
cage match that he's in.
Yeah.
Just like those fighting fits in movies where we're all above the whole just yelling, but
Lots of cash in our hands.
This time I'm gonna
He
rage
doesn't
though.
have he
I will
doesn't
say
have
that much.
the ability to do anything about what you're doing, except for maybe succeed on
mean,
his
it is
check
still a
versus
grapple
yours.
check.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and solve that, and then we're gonna actually call the session because it's 11:30, and I don't want to continue on with. Well, I do want to continue on with this, but I don't want to. This is gonna be the whole keep.
2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
It's a good
so
enough spot to stop.
it is. I just want to resolve this one thing. So you're gonna make your athletics check, and he's gonna make his opposed. Oh.
Oh, no.
Didn't you say you raged?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you have advantage.
Oh my goodness. So funny thing, you succeed obviously, but he rolled a 27. Yeah, so I was like, I wonder how this is gonna play out, and then of course you go and roll a natural 20. All right, so we'll come back. Aaron has just grabbed onto this guy. This guy's going to be a little more tough to. I mean, he's going to die fairly quickly, but he may get in something. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
In the hole.
Yeah. We'll probably come back and we'll roll initiative just for this one guy, just to see what happens.
I mean, there's still the other guard roaming around.
Yeah.
Right.
There's just one guard. Just
You're
got
grabbing
wrecked.
onto him, so I mean, before he gets pulled. No, the 20-foot silence is.
It's 20 foot radius.
Oh, radius. So where he's standing right now, he's
No,
actually.
radius is 20. It's radius is
40
half
foot diameter.
the circle, so 20-foot diameter.
So when he was halfway to walking towards the building, he was already in the
In the silence.
silence.
Oh. Which means I couldn't have
You couldn't have.
said anything to him. I could have.
You could have tapped him,
on
though.
it.
Well, does that count as an attack?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. All right. So we'll pick back up on Garen grappling this guy and see what happens. We're finally on the roof.
That was